Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone. Oh, we do have lights. It just seems like it's dark.
It does seem darker than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that somehow got like turned down. So there's like the different color settings,
Oh.
but there's also a brightness thing, and the brightness thing was down.
Oh. Why is this?
I don't
saying
know. It's still
preparing
whatever.
stream?
It still looks like it's dark, but it is good enough.
I hit start. It says excellent. There we go. It was just taking its sweet time. I don't know what happened there, but
Do
okay.
you like my new ears?
Oh, those are cute. Star Wars?
Yes, they're Ewoks.
Okay. So on the ship.
They are Ewoks.
Hello, Tiki Tacoma, which is
Sean.
Sean. Hello, Sean. I'm bad with names. I was just trying to remember. I knew your name. It just wasn't immediately in my head. They had a bunch of different ears, and I was like, I feel like Teresa's picky about her ears, so I don't know if I should get, like, and I didn't know what you cruise line, like, because they had the ones I got you last time, the cruise
They have a lot
one.
of cruise line ones now.
But they didn't, those were the best looking ones, and I'm pretty sure that I got you that the last time I was on the ship.
The gold
Yeah.
with the blue, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't know if she would like these other ones that were on the ship. So.
No, they have a lot now, and I don't know why all of a sudden there's so many cruise. I'm a little.
Well,
I have
'cause
like
people
a
love cruise
bone
ears.
to pick with the cruise
Oh,
stuff
geez.
because
Oh, geez.
I don't remember. I was like trying to only get like one thing of each, right? Because you can't go too crazy. And I really like I'm gonna call it the butt, the stuff that they have on the back of the ship.
Yeah.
Right, because it's unique. And then same thing, the stern
Yep.
has something, unique stuff as well. And the butt stuff, that sounds terrible. I just realized that.
Good thing it's not the normal episode.
Used to just be on pins. Well, now there's ears with the butt decor. See, right there, like that. There's ears with what what is the back called? Stern. I know, I said butt stuff and it sounded really. I'm talking about the back of a cruise ship. Whatever what do you call that?
I walk upstairs and all I hear is you talking about butt stuff.
I know that was not
Oh, it's
a
the wrong
good
window,
moment
that's
to be
why.
walking up here. Sorry, Sean, and whoever else is listening. But what do you call that? Whatever. The stern.
The stern.
The stern.
The
So
bow
it's
and the
just-
stern.
The bow is the front. The stern. So the stern things used to just be on a pin. And I'm like, perfect. I will get the pin. Well, now it's everywhere, and I'm like,
So,
oh no.
They had these and it said the dream on it, but
Yeah.
I was like, Teresa's not going to want that until
Okay.
she goes on the dream.
So this is the other problem: is every single ship has that exact same
Yeah.
ear with its stuff, and I'm like, well, now they're not very excited. Like, now
And
they
then
just feel like duplicates.
I think they had this one too, and I was like, this is kind
No,
of
that's
boring.
the back
Oh, it's the
side
back
of
of the
it.
same one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what they had because they had a different one that I'm not seeing here, and I didn't take any pictures in the store. They didn't have this. Oh, they had this, and I thought no.
Yeah, that's not very.
No. I think they might have had no. Well, they might have had this. But I also thought like no.
I have the red one. I have that one already.
This one?
No,
This
that
one.
one. Yep, that was my first cruise ears
But I got you the other ones that are
that have a rope.
yeah, cuz that's the one they had that was still really good. Hello, Olivia.
And then same thing with like the blue.
Oh, these.
That blue. I'm like, that's basically what the red was, but slightly different. So I
Yeah.
don't need that. So anyway, so I'm kind of sad that. Oh, they're there, right there.
These? Yeah.
Gloriously golden.
I think those were the closest to like what I normally think your kind of style of ears
yeah.
are. So,
Well, and I will say the ones that have the stern characters, I got the fantasy version of those because I think that was the first time that I was on a ship and they had that version. They do not do a good quality control on those things. And it was really atrocious trying to find not crazy looking ones.
I'm trying to see. I don't think anybody has anything. Maybe I have to go to YouTube to look. But I was trying to look to see what they had because they had some stuff. I don't see anything that's even similar to what they had this time. I will say I did buy a new pin. So there was a pin that they had that I bought last time we were on the ship that was Disney Cruise Line, and then it had the 5 ships at the time.
Oh.
And now they have one with like I think it's like 8 or something
Sure.
ships. And I was like,
Hi,
Ryan.
They have added several.
Well,
And then there's going to be
they
13.
had a T-shirt that also had it.
Yeah.
They had a lot of things with all of them, and it was funny because when we were on the one a couple years ago, I think I bought like 2 things that had like the current fleet, and now it's been 2 years, and there's like, wow, there's like 3 more ships.
That's not it at all. This is already outdated.
So
super fun.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't bring up your magnet that I brought you?
No, it's on the refrigerator.
Yeah. They had. I don't think I took a picture of it. I should have taken pictures and like sent it to you, and then I would have had pictures of like some of the other merch they had. But I'll tell you, the very first day that they opened the store, you could not move. It was like Disneyland at closing time in the Emporium.
Because everybody, the internet. That's why the internet, because everybody like thinks it's like creating a false scarcity of stuff, which then creates an actual scarcity of stuff.
The other thing that happened that was sad was, and we'll talk about this for the discussion today, but one of the unfortunate things that happened was there was 4 of us on the cruise, and we kind of rotated through not feeling very well. And the one day that I really needed like a cough drop, none of the shops were open because we were in port.
Oh, did you go to guest services?
No, I didn't think about that.
Oh.
I probably also could have gone down to like the medical thing, but then I didn't want to start like a whole thing, and they were going to like.
For a cough drop.
Well, I was thinking I didn't want them to be like, we're going to quarantine you in case.
Yeah, no, guest services. So, pro tip: if you are on a cruise ship, you can stop by guest services for like. They'll have like I think they have like the motion sick, either the patches the things. They may have things like cough drops.
I'm sure they have things like ibuprofen, like like normal.
Like I think they have kind of like the drugstore level of stuff.
There was somebody, I think I can pull this up really quick. There was somebody in our WhatsApp chat, because of course you join the WhatsApp chat, and it was before the cruise, and people were posting pictures of like things they were packing. There was somebody who I think was a nurse, and she was showing what she packed.
Pharmacy.
Yes. And I was like, why do you need that much stuff? And she's like, I just bring stuff just in case anybody needs anything. And
okay.
I was like, okay. I'm trying to find it quick because I have all the images.
Of photos.
They were very happy at posting photos of things. It was a very photo-happy child. They also ended up creating a separate channel for complaints because people just wanted to complain about things, which actually turned more into like a false complaint. There you go. Look at that. So this was somebody's.
That's like a tackle box.
This was somebody's.
That's bigger than a tackle box.
Picture of all the medicine that they were bringing.
Okay, this is my next question. I'm kind of surprised that they
allow that.
Yeah, that they like allowed all of that onto the ship. I mean, they took my my like multi-port charger thing that was confiscated, but that bag of drugs goes okay.
I didn't bring it. Oh, that's funny too. I forgot about that. One of the things that was amazing was there was one family on board who 3D printed like a Disneyland key, and it said "Dream" on it.
Oh, neat.
And they printed enough to give every stateroom one. So every stateroom got one. And then in the WhatsApp chat, they're like, we have 1,200 extra if anybody wants another one.
That they brought with?
Yes. So they're like this big. But like it must have taken a whole bag.
At least one.
Yeah. There was also, when we got off in Barcelona, we were waiting because we had a bus that was taking us into town from the port. That was through Disney.
Yeah.
And we were waiting because it wasn't until we got off the boat at like 8 or something because we had to go through customs, which was like they're doing a whole new thing with customs. We can talk about that too. But anyway, well, they had the confiscated table where everybody can pick up their confiscated stuff. There was a Ninja blender, like in a box, like a brand new box.
Yeah.
There was a air fryer. There was an RC car, like a big RC car. And we were like, everybody who walked by the table were like, an air fryer?
Yeah.
And then people were like, how are you going to plug that in? Like, those high power things don't work. Like, you can't just get an adapter in Europe and they'll work.
That's funny.
So anyway, we were sitting there, and it was quite hilarious watching people walk by and reacting to all of.
Like
And then,
doing
of
the
course, there
second
was
guesses.
when we went 2 years ago. This was not the case, but it is the case now. They really care about power strips.
Yeah, they do.
So there was an entire tote of power strips that had been
Yeah.
confiscated. That when people come up, they're like, "You can look through the bin," and people
Well,
are
but-
like,
And
"Never
it's not,
mind."
It's not just power strips. It's multi-port things too. So like, and I can't figure out what's okay and what's not okay. So genuinely, I've just been telling people, don't.
Yeah, just don't.
Just don't, because there was literally it happened to me. One I brought on one ship was fine, and then for the treasure preview cruise, it was not fine.
Yeah. Something changed because I feel like they really they started because when we went 2 years ago, I brought my extension cord that has like 6 outlets and 2 USBs.
Yeah.
No problem. But I saw ones that were even smaller than that. That was like literally
Yeah.
like 1 outlet to 2.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Yep.
All right.
I don't know what it was, but something changed.
Vern is here.
Are you ready,
Vern,
Trivia
you are on
Land?
camera now. Microphone is now turned
Okay,
on.
your microphone's in the corner though.
You put the microphone in the corner. How sad.
It's on timeout. Well, he got promoted while you were gone. He got to use that microphone.
Oh, yeah. It looks like the levels stayed okay. I didn't have to mess with anything this time.
I
We'll see
didn't
when
have to,
Vern turns that
like,
on.
Mess with anything. Which, that's weird. I feel like you should have had to mess with them because Vern was
Checking the
Do you know what I
microphones.
realized? So, we covered how to upload and do a lot of things. One thing I didn't go over with you, but you somehow did, was you took the portable recorders to the park.
I
We
did.
never talked about how to
Aren't
get those
you
uploaded.
proud of
How did
me?
you figure that? Did you ask AI?
there. No, I did it
Okay.
myself.
How did you
I-
plug it into your computer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Good
it was
job.
real fun, me trying to figure out how to eject them since it looks like a file folder.
Was it on your Mac? You just right
So,
click and hit
yeah,
eject.
But no, well, yeah. The first time it was a thing. I was in the Grand California.
Oh,
Woe
that's right,
is
'cause
me.
you were in the
Woe
fancy-
is me. I was in the Grand, like in my room in the Grand, and I was because all I had was the laptop, so I just have the trackpad thing, right?
Yeah.
No actual mouse.
Yeah.
Which I'm used to using the mouse when
Yeah.
I'm here, and so I had learned to do it by like. How I normally put things into the recycle is to drag and drop.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
here I am trying to do that with trackpad. However, every time I do it, it would double click. I'm like, no. So it took me too long to figure out, and then I don't know. I probably accidentally double clicked on the right side, so then it did that, and then I
Yep.
could just eject that way. I'm like, oh, okay.
But I realized that when I got back and it was already like done, like the episode, I was like, well, she figured it out because somehow it got there.
And then I learned how to clean them off.
I just want to say that Teresa in the last few weeks has had to learn how to do like every bit of the podcast, and she's done a great job.
The back end side of the podcast.
All the techie stuff that normally
Yeah,
I've
that
been
I
taking
don't
care
touch.
of. But I was gone, and then
Well, a month
you know,
ago, they all got to watch. You can go on YouTube and watch it as well because
you
the
were
fancy the Zoom thing didn't work, so I had to get creative.
But you got it to work, didn't
I-
you?
Not the Zoom button, where it like pops
Oh.
up the Zoom thing because it wasn't working.
But you
So
got
I had
something to work.
Yeah, I don't remember if I did web browser or what I did.
Oh Lord. Okay,
But
well,
I
you
ended
figured
up
something
having
out.
to like MacGyver it technology wise. So
I like how we're having one conversation and then the YouTube chat is having a totally different conversation. They're not even listening to us anymore.
we're having all of the conversations. They're like, "Oh no, Tag, we watched her struggle through the tech stuff. We are well."
Well,
aware."
you weren't streaming, uploading your stuff
I
from the
know.
park. Where'd you guys record, by the way?
Where did we record the first time, Vern? The second time was at the train station. The first
On Main Street?
time, yep, on Main Street. Oh, and the other time was on Buena Vista Street.
Yes.
You guys could have utilized the Edelweiss seating area. Would
It
have
was
been
not open on
Oh.
our first stream or first recording. I don't remember what we were doing in the midst of the second time we did it. But like
you
we
did it, we were on Buena
intentionally
Vista Street?
no, that was the first time.
Oh.
But we intentionally went to the Main Street train station for one reason or another.
Oh, I didn't format this. I can format this. Right.
And actually, the Edelweiss not snack
Seating
stand,
area.
the seating area is already like the place to be.
Yeah, well, of course it is. It's new.
So many, well, but
I know
it's
we're
like,
not going to talk about it this week, but one thing I was going to ask you downstairs before we came up here was it seems like Disneyland is really focused right now on adding covered seating a lot of places. What do you think? Like why now?
Guest surveys.
Well, I saw that
Yeah.
online too,
There
but
was
like,
the guest survey thing.
why all of a sudden? Is this
I
something they're starting to pay attention to?
Yeah, I
Did
don't
people
know.
start complaining that it was too hot and there wasn't enough seating?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good like why now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe my assumption is it probably has always been on the like to-do list, but it was a lower priority
Sure.
to-do list thing because we had like the Stardust
Yeah.
thing that they did, and then they were doing all sorts of. I feel like they've been putting out other fires and doing other things that they're focusing on,
Well,
and now they
Tomorrowland.
finally have some.
The entrance to Tomorrowland still has construction walls.
Yeah, so I think that's it. Just finally, they had a little bit more capacity for the
Sure.
to-do list. So, but yeah, all right. Sorry, Grant, are you ready over there?
Yeah,
Oh, mic's on even.
Ready.
Will you check your mic levels, Vern?
I already did.
I wasn't paying attention to the levels.
Checking the microphone.
There you go. That's much
Checking.
better.
It's looking good.
All right,
Yeah,
hold on
you're
one
right.
second. I got a format, which means nobody will be able to hear us. Hold on a second. All right, we're back.
What in the? Okay, maybe they can't hear us. I pinged both.
You guys can hear us, right? On the YouTube.
That's hilarious.
What?
I'm calling Olivia right now because apparently they can't hear us. She's like, "You are streaming tonight, right?" That's why they're not talking to us. They don't hear
But
us.
can they see us?
I don't know. I'm calling her right now. We're streaming right now, and you want to know what's hilarious? If we're like, they're having their own conversation. They're not even listening to us. You
They're
can't.
in the chat. It's got to be something.
Yeah, we can see you in the chat.
Can they not hear us?
It only says start. It says starting soon on their end. They
It says
can't-
live.
Yeah, we've been live for 16 minutes.
Hold on a second.
That's bizarre.
Is this the same?
I have no idea. I think no, because
Oh, it's a different link.
has been.
Why is it a different link?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, there's the link.
Nobody's put in the. Let the people in the chat know. We put it in the main podcast. Tags letting everyone know. Somehow the link changed. Yeah, we've been just streaming along for the
I was
last
wondering why
16
nobody.
minutes.
I was wondering why nobody was listening to us. Oh, here we go.
No, we thought it was funny. We're like, apparently nothing we have to
What
say is
link
of
did I
interest
put
to
in there
anyone.
then?
That's hilarious.
Okay, well, these folks have
Okay.
it, so I don't know.
Bye.
I don't know why that chat's
Okay,
there.
we have no idea what happened. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, everybody.
You can catch up on the last 16 minutes of Tag and I rambling about random things.
Well, it was funny because you guys usually interact with stuff we're saying, but you just weren't. This is the May one?
What happened? What happened? I don't know. Tag was teaching me how to do stuff, and apparently we messed something up.
I don't.
So
I don't-
I wonder if it didn't redo that, like in there.
I don't know. Whatever. Hello, everybody. This is the one that it is for now.
The most bizarre part is that we could see that, like, we popped the chat out and saw your guys'
We saw
chat.
you guys talking.
So I don't understand what's happening. But thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
the
Sorry
link
about
from
that.
Discord was the wrong link. I don't know what happened, Olivia. And then I just deleted it, so I'll have to look in the logs.
Anyways, back to Trivia Land, where Vern has
All
been
right,
waiting
I'm gonna
so
hit record.
patiently for us.
Vern, we are recording.
Are we doing this
We're
now?
Yes.
recording.
We are finally doing this.
Okay. Welcome to Trivia Land, where we have some, I think, very nice questions. Tag, welcome back. How you been? You ready to answer some great questions?
Yes,
Are you studying?
I will say no. I will say one. We'll talk about this in the discussion topic, but I will say that one thing that was super different for James and I on this trip was, for the first time of any vacation and any cruise, we actually relaxed.
You didn't use
Oh.
the internet,
We spent. I did when we were on when we got
but
to
you
the
didn't
ports.
get the internet package.
No.
Good job.
And we actually sat by the pool, and I almost read a whole book. Like, it actually happened. I do want to say that I was wearing my Magic Band, so I do have a silly. I have not only my watch tan line, but I also have the Magic Band tan line. And James laid down and fell asleep, and his shirt rode up, and he has a
A strip.
burn, darker tan line like on his side, which was hilarious. Anyway, but yes, happy to be back. You guys did a great job while I was gone. You guys had a great Disneyland trip, so everybody got to go enjoy some Disney in the last month.
Lots
All
of
right.
Disney.
Well, I teased last week when I took the week off of trivia that I had some self-created questions that I had all lined up for this week.
Uh-oh.
So, shall we dive right into it?
I'm nervous.
Let's dive.
But let's do it.
Alrighty.
Dive.
So, all 4 of these questions are going to be from me looking around while we were at Disney.
Oh, you know what's embarrassing? I was with him the whole time. So this is going to be, at least you have a reason to maybe not know, but I was there.
You know what would be really funny is if I get them right and you don't. That'd be hilarious.
Guaranteed.
Okay, so in Teresa's defense, one of my coworkers, who is also a listener of the show, was in Disney.
Shout out to
listener Todd, who is also a Todd B, but not the listener Todd B that is frequently in trivia. But
different Todd B. Got it.
yes, one of our Todd Bs. Hi, Todd. So he was out in Disney at the same time that we were, and he joined us for doing Smuggler's Run. And as we're in the queue, I'm messing around on my phone taking notes for a question. And then I put my phone in my pocket, and I looked at him and said, and that's where questions for Trivia Land come from. And he looks at me and says, wait, what? What did I miss? And I said,
So he's saying that you aren't the only one that misses it.
I literally was writing a Trivia Land question, standing between Todd and Teresa, and neither of them saw that I was doing it.
I will say,
I
Vern,
mean, it
when
just looks like you're texting or something.
I will say when we're in the park with you, especially if we're in like a queue, frequently you were using your time to play a mobile game or something like that. So you being on your phone doesn't trigger any concern or attention from us.
See, you're just underestimating my sneakiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, your first question
Oh, geez.
from our recent trip out to Disneyland. In which attraction can you see flower canisters that are pouring water onto a lit birthday candle on a cake?
Oh, this is in
Oh.
Alice in Wonderland.
In the queue.
In the queue?
No, in which attraction?
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, in an attraction. Yeah, okay. I thought you said queue. Alice
Look at that.
in Wonderland.
I feel pretty okay. I mean, Vern's going to destroy me in the next 3 questions, but I feel good about that
However-
one. You don't think that's it?
We did not ride that attraction. I have a sneak unless he rode it without me. We did not ride
What did
Alice.
Vern do anything in the park when you were training? Or did he go
I
do
did,
something?
but I told her
Oh.
everything I did while I was
Oh,
with her.
shoot. Well,
Maybe Teresa wasn't listening to you intently. Are you?
I'm trying to think of where there's where
Are you
there
hopping on my
birthday
caterpillar with that
cakes.
one, or are you picking your own?
You said it's in an attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What attractions have birthday cakes?
Well, it's not the Haunted Mansion.
It's also not Winnie the Pooh.
That'd
also
be
has-
cute. Can you say, is it a birthday cake or just the candles?
There's birthday candle on a cake.
Birthday candle on a cake. You know what's terrible is I have an image of this, but I don't know where the image is. I'm gonna say Roger Rabbits. I have no idea if that's right.
Okay.
Cartoon,
Spin.
different spin.
Yes. All right. So
Oh
we've
yeah,
got
did you
Yeah, I heard about that.
hear? I'm like that may have happened.
I try to keep up on Disney news.
So we've got 1 vote for Alice and 1 vote for Roger Rabbit. Final
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Here, second question. 2 cannon flake. Wow, let's try that again. 2 cannon flank town square near the flagpole. Dating to the 19th century, they once belonged to the French government. Which battle did these cannons serve in before being decommissioned and plugged for display?
Okay, so
The only
and I,
French anything I know is the French Revolution, but it's a
Although-
battle, so I don't know what
Yeah.
specific battle.
I have no. I'm throwing in the towel. However, do you know it's okay? Embarrassing side story time.
Was that a French joke when you said you surrender?
Yep. we we were talking about the cannons because he like asked why they were capped. Like it's not it's not like anyone's gonna do. I said no.
So kids don't stick
it's
their
so
hands in it.
People don't throw it's to prevent people from doing stuff, not to not like it's gonna be used again. It's so they don't have to clean out the garbage and stuff from it.
I have a random tangentially related
Do
question.
you have an answer? Or
No.
No answers, Vern.
You
No
were on
answers.
the Magic? You wrote
Yeah.
the Magic? I watched a video of the Magic. Did they, like, as an afterthought, put glass in front of the rails that go overboard?
Oh, I don't know
Okay.
if it was originally built with the
It just seemed
glass
like an
or not.
afterthought. But anyway, okay, sorry.
All right, so stumped on the cannon question, huh?
Stumped on the cannon question.
All right. Your third question. What queue are you in if you are looking at a topiary of a Formula One race car?
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Luigi's.
Luigi's.
What's the full name?
Luigi's
Rollickin'
Rollickin'
Roadsters.
Roadsters.
Okay. Final answer.
Yeah. Did you guys read that? That's a fun one.
And your final question. In Web Slingers, in the pre-attraction show,
Oh.
there's a noticeable nod to Pixar. What is it?
Vern loves
How-
this room, by the way.
So,
It's a fascinating room.
There's so much in
so
it.
the
many
hard
little
thing here, though,
details.
Vern, is there are two, right? Two of those little pre-show rooms that you could go in.
You don't
right?
think they're
Well,
identical?
Peter, no, I know they're not because in the
Okay,
claw
in the
machine,
in
they
the
have
pre-attraction
different
show.
Easter eggs.
Listen
Well-
to the question. In the pre-attraction show,
Oh, not
it's
the
a
room.
noticeable nod to Pixar. I'm
The
not
lamp.
asking about the room.
I'm sure. Yeah, the lamp. Why not?
You're saying the lamp?
Yeah,
Sure.
the lamp on the desk.
Okay.
It's a Luxo lamp.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, listeners, how do you think they did? How did you do listening at home or in your car on your way to work or on your way to school? If you think you know the right answers, stick around until after the discussion and we can all find out together.
I guess I should bring up the thing and read the promo. Well, if you enjoy listening to the show, please consider rating and reviewing the show on your podcast app. It helps other Disney fans become weekly tiers and part of the community.
Bringing it back?
Yep.
Bringing it back. Welcome back to Trivia Land, where we are going to find out the answers to tonight's questions and see how much Teresa was paying attention to what I was paying attention to in the parks, and how rusty is Tag after he's been gone for a few weeks. Teresa, Tag, how you feeling about
I mean,
tonight?
I'm rusty even when I've been here.
True.
So
Teresa, how you feeling?
I shouldn't have confessed that I would have been with you during when these questions were procured.
we love to throw ourselves under the bus, don't we?
Yeah. I'm feeling good about 2.
I feel
I'm
good about 2 as well.
I'm gonna say you bet 50%. So, well done. So let's see what the answers were. Your first question: in which attraction can you see flower canisters pouring onto a lit birthday candle on a cake? You answered Alice in Wonderland and Roger Rabbit. The correct answer that I was looking for was The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
I need to look this up.
Really?
Is
It's-
it in the Heffalumps and
It's
Woozles
It's
the
at
scene?
the end of the
Heffalumps
and
Heffalumps and
Woozles.
Woozles, right before he wakes up to his own birthday party.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what's so stupid is I said Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Yeah, because we were listing attractions with birthday scenes.
Yep.
Okay. Aaron in our live chat got the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
Your second question. 2 cannon flank town square near the flagpole. Dating to the 19th century, they once belonged to the French government. Which battle did these cannons serve in before being decommissioned and plugged for display? You both answered that you were stumped, that you were waving the white flag.
I was going to say, we surrendered.
You were surrendering. The correct answer that I was looking for was they didn't. These two cannon never saw battle.
Dang it.
That was
we
a
were
trick
so
question.
Close.
That was a trick question.
The answer was there wasn't an answer. So close.
Trick question.
And at the base of
was
at
a
least
trick.
one of the cannon, there's a nice little plaque that gave me all of the information.
Did you guys go see Walter Magical Life again?
It was not running when we were there.
Did you
for
see
part
it
of
at
the
Lincoln?
time. I don't think either of them. Well, now I
Oh.
don't remember. Now I could be lying.
But you didn't go see him.
No, we did not go
Okay.
see him.
We did not see them.
I know Walt wasn't going for a time. I don't know for certain if Lincoln was also.
Sure.
Your third question. What queue are you in if you are looking at a topiary of a Formula One race car? Both of you very confidently saying Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters. The correct answer that I was looking for, where else are you going to see topiaries? It's a small world after all.
Or the castle.
Or at the castle. Or the correct answer, Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters.
Woo-hoo.
Wasn't there also one by Dumbo or something like that
There
too?
is, yes.
Okay.
There's a
Because
topiary by
yes.
Dumbo.
we remember this because of the fact that we had a trivia question about what were all the topiaries.
Yes, we had to list all the
So
topiaries.
we wouldn't have known this probably otherwise. Potentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
There's also tire topiaries back in Luigi's too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And your final question. In Web Slingers, in the pre-attraction show, not just the room, there's a noticeable nod to Pixar. What is it? Both of you saying that it's the Luxor lamp, and the correct answer that I was looking for was the Luxor lamp, sitting on the desk, and a spider bot plays with it.
Well, there we go. Good job, Teresa, on that one.
There we go.
I screwed my light bulb into your lamp on that one. Or something.
Or you knocked your
No,
lamp off
you
a
you
desk
were
with
you
her-
were. Oh, I don't remember what it's called. You were the Pixar ball to my Luxo lamp.
Is there a name or is it just called the Pixar ball?
I think it's just called the Pixar
Okay.
ball. I don't know if it actually has a name.
Because the lamp is Luxo
Yeah.
Junior.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I don't remember if the ball has a name or not.
Well, now he's going to look it up, and it's going to be a future trivia question.
It may have to be, yeah. Well, listeners, how do you think Tank and Teresa did? How did you do listening at home or in your car or on the way to work or on your way to school? Do you have that perfect question that's going to really stump them next time? If you do have that perfect question and you'd like to hear us ask it right here on the podcast, feel free to send that in to us at dlweekly.net/trivia.
Well, we will be back next week with more Disneyland news and information.
Until then, go out and enjoy the parks.
A special thank you to Sidell for editing the podcast, Andy Mack for all the wonderful character transitions, and to James D. and Aaron C. for supporting at the Club 33 level.
Boom, bam.
Well, thanks, Vern.
And now back to the beginning.
It wasn't so bad, though. Like, we got something. It wasn't like a total
I think
blowout.
it's funny that we're like, oh no, not Winnie the Pooh.
But we've done that numerous times. You've done that
Oh,
with a
yeah.
lot of things, too. Remember, you're
Yes.
notorious for talking yourselves out of the
yes.
talking yourself out of the
Yes,
whatever.
yes, I am.
Olivia
It's a
says
s-
bye, Vern.
It's a special talent. One may say
Yeah, he loves the Pride ears. She loves the Pride ears, too.
Oh!
It is Pride Month.
Good job, Vern. You're in theme.
And Aaron says toodles.
Oh, ta-ta for now. TT for
That's
later.
awesome. Hello, Kate.
Oh, I can turn.
Kate is like got the perfect timing. She snuck right in right after trivia.
Donna says goodbye as well. All right. Kate, I'm sorry I wasn't there at Disneyland to hang out with you and Jude, like Teresa and Vern were. I saw your picture on
We took. Oh, Kate.
Small World.
Kate's got a better picture for you.
Oh, Lord.
Our first attraction together was one of your favorites.
Indiana Jones, Big Thunder,
No,
Mickey and Minnie.
No. we did do that
Monorail,
one.
The train.
Nope.
How many favorite
Close.
attractions do you think I have?
Close. On the last one, you were close.
The train?
Yeah, you were close. Casey Jr.
Oh. Yeah, you make fun of me for
I
Casey
know.
Jr., and I don't know why. I love Casey Jr.
No. I like the first time. My memory of Casey Jr. with you is the first time, and you're like, "Just wait, it really whips you,"
And it
did
didn't.
not.
That's because I think they slowed it down. They slowed it down.
That's why I. That's my
They slowed
memory
it down.
Is you're like, just wait. You were so excited.
Were we
and
in the
then-
back too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then nothing. I'm like, I don't. What is supposed to be happening?
Apparently nothing.
That's why.
Now if I hit this again, so when we're doing this, okay, so that does go to that. Okay, cool. Okie dokie. Hit record. Coming up on this episode of DL Weekly, guests can get a better idea of the weather for their Disney vacations. Magic key holders are getting a new perk. More details released for Halloween time.
A new partnership for transportation around the Anaheim Resort. Disneyland Handcrafted receives major recognition. We talked to James and Tag about their recent transatlantic Disney cruise and more. DL Weekly starts now.
Well, hello and welcome to this episode of DL Weekly for blah, 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 blah.
Someone's out of practice.
Hello and welcome to this episode of DL Weekly for the week of June 3rd, 2026. I'm Tag Bushman.
And I'm Teresa Urban. We would like to thank everyone who supports the show. This week, we would like to give a special shout out to both Robert SW and Bonnie S for increasing your support, and also to Lynn P for becoming a new weekly tier. If you would like to help support the show and get ad-free versions of each episode, access to our supporter-only chat, and a bunch of other fun perks, like right now we have a live stream going for our supporters, head on over to dlweekly.net/support and become an official weekly tier.
Now let's get to the news. I'm trying to scroll to this thing before I start reading about it, and I should have just... Oh, here it is. And I was like, I should have just done a find. Well, Disney partnered with AccuWeather to create a new forecasting system called Disney Weather Check, specifically for their theme parks and resorts. The service has its own mobile setup that alerts guests with real-time updates and matches Disney's internal safety rules. Visitors can use features like MinuteCast and RealFeel to see exactly when it will rain and what the weather actually feels like while they're walking around the parks.
This seems very interesting because it also apparently will do things like UV index type things, so that'll help remind you when to either reapply your sunscreen or maybe times of day that would be better to take a break and not be in the sun as much, that sort of thing. The rain feature, I could see how this would be especially helpful at Walt Disney World, maybe not so much Disneyland, but the UV index thing I think could be definitely helpful for Disneyland.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand, so this is going to be in the app, right?
Well, I haven't figured that out. If it's in if it's in the Parks apps or if it's a separate app.
Okay. Because if it's in the Parks app, that could be interesting, on that first page when you go in the Disneyland app and it gives you the, all the stuff that's kind of going on for your day.
Sure.
If they put the weather at the top of that, that could be, interesting.
Yeah.
Because right now it's here's our park hours and here's, Lightning Lane Multipass and all that. But I could see them putting, there's some room here. They could put,
That'd be
some
cool.
weather stuff. I also wonder if they're going to do things push notifications and stuff like that for, if rain is about to start or that kind of thing. I do think it's interesting that they're doing this just because, most people have a weather app, and, the weather app I use, gives me notifications and stuff already, rain will be starting in your location in 5 minutes or whatever. So, I don't know. I think it's an interesting...
Yeah.
It's an interesting, partnership, I guess?
Yeah. So it is geofenced for some of the weather technology. So when you're on property, so especially think Walt Disney World, probably more than Disneyland, since you've got a different property footprint for Disneyland, much smaller. But it has the weather check functionality, which gives alerts and updates that do align with the same advisories that the Disney teams use internally for safety procedures and guest operations. So
that's interesting.
So maybe it's a little bit more specific, fine-tuned than what you would get from...
Is it going to tell us that the weather information they're using to not do fireworks because it's too windy? That'd be interesting.
That could be, because that would be definitely one thing that's impacted by the weather. I'm also thinking with parades and stuff. To if parades are gonna be different versions because, right, if it's really, really hot out, they're not going to have the dancers going like 110%. They're
Right.
going to kind of scale it back a bit, that sort of thing. So I wonder, if it could, not just give you a key of what you should be doing to keep yourself safe, but what differences you may encounter of your park day or experience because they're trying to keep cast members and performers safe as well.
Sure.
Well, attention Magic key holders, Disneyland is introducing a new perk. This one's pretty awesome. Current Magic key holders who renew any pass type between May 27th, 2026 and May 26th of 2027, so within the next year,
That's not confusing.
will receive a free Disney dining card. The value of the card depends on the pass tier being renewed, ranging from $25 for the Imagine key up to $100 for the Inspire key.
Oh.
So unlike standard Disney gift cards, these promotional dining cards can only be used to purchase food and beverages at the parks and cannot be used for like merchandise.
Interesting. This is interesting to me because this is almost like, in a way, giving a discount to the Magic Keys without discounting the Magic Keys.
Yeah, kind of.
Because you are getting something for it. Also, it kind of goes to prove that, like, their margins on food is pretty good if they're able to kind of give this and not worry about it too much. I will say, when I was reading this, my brain did not understand the dates, and I was like, well, this has to be wrong because it's backwards. Like, I didn't see the year, and I was like, this is good for -1 day. Like, I was so confused, and then I read it more closely, and I'm like, oh, it's a year. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, like, my brain.
Well, and I feel like it wasn't May 27th through May 27th, like day to day, because they announced this like either I think like right on the day, so you couldn't buy a gift card or buy a Magic Key Pass that day and also still be in a renewal window. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was really a perk only for existing Magic Key holders that had their keys purchased prior to.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So it's not like people are getting that discount. It's just kind of incentivizing people to renew their
Yes,
keys.
exactly.
I wonder if that means that, like, people are not renewing their keys.
I don't know.
We're trying to incentivize that.
But fun fact, if this applies to you, you can also double dip in a sense, because if you have the new Disney Inspire Visa card, one of the one of the perks is that if you spend $200 on quote unquote tickets, you get a benefit back. I want to say maybe it's $100. Go look at the Disney Visa Rewards website for specifics. Don't quote me, but I want to say it's like you get like $100 either statement credit or credit towards your Disney Rewards, 100 Disney Rewards dollars for doing park ticket purchases, which a Magic Key is a park ticket purchase. Right there, yeah, $100.
Earn a $100 statement credit after
Look
spending
good,
$200 per anniversary year.
Good job, Teresa.
Yeah. Interesting.
So you could get your $100 credit from using your Disney Inspire Visa card plus whatever level of dining card that you get as well.
Interesting. Well, once again, Halloween time is starting in late August on the 21st and running through Halloween on October 31st. Mickey, Minnie, and their pals will be dressed in new Harlequin motifs for the 2026 season. Decor, Haunted Mansion Holiday, Halloween Screams Nighttime Spectacular, and Disney's Happiest Haunts guided tour are all back for the season. Oogie Boogie Bash also returns for 33 nights throughout August to October, with the Sunday, September 27th date being for D23 members only. The Oogie Boogie Bash VIP tour returns this year, starting on August 30th. Also, because of the fact that they're doing construction for Coco, the parade that they normally have is being changed out to a Madame Leota's street party.
So this, everything, like in the announcement, of course, go to the Disney Parks blog link that we have in the show notes for full details. But everything that you've come to know and love from Halloween time around the Disneyland Resort is returning. So Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit, like Tag mentioned what the new outfits are going to be for the characters, since that's a fun, cool thing that they've started doing in more recent years to give the characters new outfits every Halloween season. A lot of the same returning entertainment. Later we'll hear about the food and beverage. The biggest announcement, though, is this street party that's happening. And a lot of people, I don't know, because really it's not being talked about. I had the very unfortunate experience of seeing this firsthand in the parks when we were there 2 weeks ago.
Hashtag save treats is trees.
Oh my God. Like, okay, this is wild to me. So there's that part. We'll get to that. But the thing that's crazy, I took a video. I don't know if I took a photo of it, but those giant Pixar gates that used to be there, I think they said Pixar Pier on them, those giant wooden gates, gone. They're gone. A lot of people, I don't think, realized, I'm talking about these Pixar Pier gates, giant wooden Pixar Pier gates, were across from the Silly Symphony swings, in between the Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta and like where the Emotional Whirlwind was. Those giant gates. That is where the parades would step off from. They would step off from there and they'd work their way through DCA and then they would exit by like the Guardians Tower back over there where the trolley used to also exit. That was the parade loop. So because they're doing all this construction for Coco, half of the parade backstage area, if you will, is
that's where they store it too.
It not being like they can't use it, so they had to get creative. So I think this is very, very cool. I'm going to give Disney props for this. They very well could have just done like a little street party with the floats that already exist for the Frightfully Fun parade. But oh no, that is not what they're doing. They created a brand new experience called Madame Leota's Swinging Wake, a Haunted Mansion street party, to kind of bring familiar and iconic moments of the Haunted Mansion to life, if you will. So think like the street party that they do for Christmas time, Viva Navidad. They pull out from one of the gates. That's the one that no longer exists. They park, they do their fun little thing, and then they turn around and they go back to where they came from. So instead of going down the entire parade route. So this, I suspect, Madame Leota's Swinging Wake is going to do the same thing, but it will be entering from like Guardians. So I'm curious how, if it'll kind of go and park and go and park and go and park.
I think it's just going to circle Carthay Circle. That would make sense, like to go around and then come back. Because in the concept art, they've got the Carthay Circle theater there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So to me, I feel like they might do a stop on the main street, and then they'd probably do a stop in that circle and then go back.
Yeah.
Because
and then
otherwise,
that's how they turn around.
Where do you turn around past that?
Yeah. Well, and these look bigger than what they have for the Viva Navidad street party. Well, that one giant one, it feels like they go one way. No, they turn the whole thing around.
They turn the whole thing around and go back in the same gate, So my question not my question, the one thing that I appreciate from this concept art is it looks like they're still going to have the shovels, which are a big deal.
The grave diggers, yes.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where they get these floats from and stuff. Because usually, I can tell you since the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, for a lot of the stuff, you can tell like what they've repurposed from previous things. You know what I mean? Like they've taken the bones and repurposed it. Like the Frightfully Fun parade, the big villains float was the float from the 50th anniversary parade because it was the Disneyland Castle back then. So, but I'm glad that they decided to do something because I think, like you were saying, they could have just done nothing. They could have been like, well, guess what? We're not going to have a parade.
Or they could have just parked the Frightfully Fun parade floats out there. And honestly,
that would be cool.
People would have thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like maybe not the big one because I don't know how you would have been able to turn, like you were saying, the one that that.
Well, they could do it in the Carthay Circle.
Do you think they could have turned that big one?
Well, they go through that as it is. They just have to go around.
Yeah, maybe. But they could have. They could have just done that. But no, they've created a new experience. So I think that's really fun. The one thing that I am curious about, because I'm not understanding maybe the why you would do this, is there's still a dessert party for an enhanced viewing of the street party. It does have new treats, which are themed to The Nightmare Before Christmas. But I guess I'm not seeing... It's interesting that there's a viewing dessert party for a street party, because we've not seen that before. So that feels like maybe a little bit of a stretch. They don't have pricing out for what that dessert party is going to be. But I'm scratching my head a little bit on that one. Yeah.
They had the VIP tour for Oogie Boogie Bash before, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of like a normal VIP tour where it's it gets you to the front of the line of everything, it seems like, for all the experiences. It gives you a VIP lounge experience at Carthay Circle, which gives you savory bites, 2 complimentary alcoholic beverages per guest age 21 and over, unlimited non-alcoholic beverage, a private VIP tour, character greeting, private viewing of the Haunted Mansion Street Party, VIP tour trick-or-treat opportunity with assortment of treats, and then, of course, expedited access to the treat trails in Villains Grove, expedited access to the attractions, a dedicated VIP tour guide for up to 9 hours. So that's a little bit
Yeah.
more, because isn't it 7 usually on a regular VIP tour? Complimentary valet for up to 2 vehicles at Grand California. Admission to the Oogie Boogie Bash, this includes that. And up to 8 guests. So they don't.
Nice.
Now, a normal VIP is up to 10 guests, isn't it? So you get more hours, but for less people. And then you have to. They don't have any price or anything. They say if you want to know about it, you got to call their number. So that'll be
Or
interesting.
contact your friendly
I mean, that's true as
concierge
well.
travel agent, and we can help you with that.
I
as
feel like
well.
soon you will know all of this, because you will probably call at some point and find out pricing and
all
all
the
of that.
details. Yes.
I wonder if there will be like the Oogie Boogie Bash itself, like depending on when you go, the VIP price will be different. Because the Oogie Boogie Bash ticket is more
that's a good
expensive on certain
question.
days.
If it'll just be one rate, because right now, so right now, think of regular VIP tours. They do fluctuate.
That's true.
So I could see it fluctuating or maybe not, just for the simplicity of things.
What do you think about the D23 Oogie Boogie? That's new, right?
So they did a D23 Oogie Boogie Bash previously, but it coincided with the Ultimate Fan event. So it's interesting to me that they're bringing back the D23 night on an Ultimate Fan event, aka the D23 Expo year, but it's not overlapping with when the Expo, the Ultimate Fan event is, because the Ultimate Fan event is happening mid-August, whereas this is happening, what was it, September?
Yeah.
So
This is September 27th.
that's interesting. However, I do think this is a plus, because the year that they had it the same, it was like, I don't remember if it was Friday night or Saturday night of the D23. Well, it was the D23 Expo at that point, so I feel like I'm safe to say that. It was either Friday night or Saturday night of the D23 Expo. And we did not go to that night, but we had people that we knew that went to that night, and people that we talked about, like waiting in line and whatever. And they said that and I can't even imagine. They said they were so exhausted. And so I don't think people got a lot out of it, really, because you're going all day at the expo and then trying to do an Oogie Boogie Bash
Which
that same
goes
night
late.
would have been a lot. Now, again, granted, this was when they were doing things at the Honda Center as well. So D23 itself did end earlier in the day than it does now. But still, you're packing a ton in to a day that, even though you're like, we can just do whatever. No, it's a lot. So I do think this is good.
So the D23 night is kind of interesting. So the ticket price is $169, so within the range of the normal stuff. But this is going to say, exclusively for D23 night, you'll find additional photo backdrops to capture your most ghoulishly gorgeous portraits, plus a DJ at the Paradise Garden bandstand that will conjure the spirits with musical delights. And then you also have a chance to purchase 2 limited edition D23 Halloween pins
Look at that.
exclusively for the event. So yeah, if you're in the area and that day works for you and you want the pins and stuff, like it's not like, if I look at the regular pricing for that time, I mean it's within the same price range of everything else. All the other Sunday ticket prices in September are also $169. So so it doesn't seem like it's a bad value or anything if you're already a D23 Gold member.
Not at all.
So.
Well, following the closure of the Anaheim Transportation Network, or the ART bus system, the Disneyland Resort has partnered with Lyft to provide reliable transportation for guests staying at Good Neighbor hotels. To celebrate the partnership, new Lyft users can get 50% off 2 rides using the promo code 50MAGIC, while existing users can get 10% off an XL ride with the code XL10. These special discounts are active for the summer season and remain valid through September 8th, 2026.
So they basically made a partnership to have these codes, right? Is that kind of like the
Yes.
idea?
I'm curious if there's maybe more, because all the news sources say to celebrate the partnership, they've got these these codes. So I'm curious what the official partnership is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it says to offer convenient options to guests staying at Good Neighbor hotels. So I'm wondering if your pickup location is Disneyland or a Good Neighbor hotel, and your drop-off location is Disneyland or a Good Neighbor hotel, maybe in the app there'll be it'll be a cheaper rate than if you were to book it through Uber, or if you aren't doing a Good Neighbor hotel or something like that.
The other thing I'm kind of curious about too is, since so unique perspective incoming right now.
Okay.
So Vern and I this past trip we stayed at the Hampton Inn that's right behind Joe's Italian Ice. Like the one that everybody that's visiting Joe's Italian Ice will usually park in, because that is literally the only actual parking lot, because Joe's Italian Ice has like 4 spots and it is way popular than 4 spots worth. So we had a car for the week, and instead of driving over, paying the $40 a day to have it in the parking ramp, we were using ride shares from the hotel to that front little drop-off parking area.
Okay.
And I felt so spoiled, because they literally drop you off like as close as you could possibly be dropped off to the front gates of Disneyland. And I want to say when we were going like at rope drop and we were coming home at park closing, it was like roughly $10 per trip. So it was $20 a day versus $40 a day to park the car. And every time that we'd call call a car, it was boom, like there was no waiting. So, and I was also wondering, because it's such a cluster of cars and activity of all the people coming in and all the people leaving.
Did they drop you?
They dropped me
in the drop
right
off
there. Yep, in the little dedicated drop off, which is really not that big.
Right here.
So, I was curious.
And that was okay?
Yes, I was curious how that was going to go, because I felt like this is going to be a disaster, especially the pickup. Drop off, whatever. I just get out of the car. He's got to figure out how to get out. But pickup, we get in the car and then we got to, wait for all the traffic and everything. It was super, super smooth. I was super duper impressed. But again, limited on space. So part of me is also, again, this is me being just like thinking out loud. I don't know anything. I'm almost wondering if this will be like a lift only lot at some point, and that's what the partnership is that will be priority to lift, and if it's another ride share, you got to drop off somewhere else. I don't know. That's
interesting.
Just my random thought of what an official partnership could be, because it's not like it's a new thought to have a ride service take you to and from.
Yeah. Well, even like when we took ride share from the Disneyland Hotel, they have like a separate
dedicated
kind of
space.
like area for pickup. Like, I feel like nowadays, if they're reinventing some of these areas, they are making them to accommodate ride share, because back in the day they didn't, and so they've kind of had a shoehorn ride share into places. Like, I'll tell you, like airports, like we've experienced this like LAX. Like, you used to be able to just call and it would show up on the curb, like anybody dropping you off or picking you up or whatever. But now they have like dedicated areas that the user, the rider, has to get to because of traffic flow or whatever. When James and I went to Florida in August last year, was that in August last year? Whatever. It was at some point. It had to have been August. We kept having the problem where our Uber drivers weren't familiar with how to get to where we were, and like kept looping around. And I remember we canceled like 2 different drivers because they looped twice, and we're like, this is just ridiculous. But anyway, so that would be really cool if that's what ends up happening.
If that's I don't know what else.
That would kind of alleviate the problems over there too, though, because it is, especially at night. There's a lot of it's backed up.
Yeah, but like we didn't. Somehow we were just super lucky and didn't experience any of that, because I was a little hesitant on how quick and efficient it could and would be, but it went really well.
I'm surprised that you guys. I mean, I'm surprised at a lot of things. I'm surprised you guys stayed that far away, because usually you guys don't. And then I was surprised that you decided to rent a car, but then also ride share to the. I don't know. Just seems like a weird combination of things.
Yeah, it ended up being the more cost effective route, and we decided to rent a car for the week, because we took a day to Universal, and then Vern had like 2 days on his own where he wanted to do stuff. So instead of renting a car, taking it back, we just had it for the week. And then we stayed further away because parking's more reasonable if you stay further away. Yeah. And Vern's a big proponent of breakfast at the hotel. This hotel had breakfast. So all the little stars were aligning for it. So it just made sense. It was good.
Good.
Vern was a big fan of the breakfast.
Good.
And if you like Joe's Italian Ice, it's right there.
Did you guys go have a Joe's Italian Ice?
We actually didn't, shockingly.
After all the time you talked about wanting to go there, then we did.
The one time the one time, like the one night that we were going to, we ended up accidentally in their like crazy traffic line because GPS took us the quote unquote back fast way. Oh no, it was chaos. And so after that, we were just kind of over it because we got stuck in crazy traffic just trying to get to our hotel. So, yeah, that's that in a nutshell.
Interesting. Well, the documentary Disneyland Handcrafted earned major recognition for its craftsmanship, winning multiple Telly Awards, including a Gold Telly for its incredible historical accuracy. Directed by Leslie Iwerks, the film uses beautifully restored archival footage to show the immense effort and tight deadlines required to build Walt Disney's original theme park for its 1955 opening. The project was further elevated by the team at Skywalker Sound, who painstakingly recreated realistic background audio for the original silent reels to bring the historical footage to life.
So anybody that's a Disneyland fan, or even a Disney fan in general, that has watched Disneyland Handcrafted, I'm sure this is no surprise that the documentary won so many of these awards. But the thing that I find very, very cool is this film meant a lot to me, but I wasn't, how do I say this well? I wasn't sure if that's because Disneyland means a lot to me. So it was really, really cool to see it kind of get elevated in its own class against however many other films that were, you know, doing the same type of thing and get so many different and get so much recognition for it too. So that makes me know, like, so I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur of films, but like I said, I really, really enjoyed this, and I felt it was really, really special. So I just think it's extra cool that it's getting all these, like, this praise and accolades outside of just the Disney bubble.
Yeah, it makes me want to go back and rewatch it because I think I only watched it the one time, maybe a second time. But it was so well done. I think the only thing, if I had to pick anything to like nitpick about, was I think it was only like an hour and 18 minutes long. Like, I just wanted more. But I mean, it was because it was so much stuff that we hadn't seen before. And I loved all the audio clips of people talking about the park and Walt talking about him being worried about it, just all of these things. You know, nowadays it's so rare to find stuff that is that old, like new stuff that is that old, right? Like, you think at this point everybody has combed through every possible everything. People have written books, the archives, you know, doing their own stuff, different, you know, the expos and stuff. You think like it's impossible that there's stuff we haven't seen, but there is. And Leslie does a really great job. And I'm so glad that all the people that worked on this project got recognition for the Craft Best Sound and Sound Design and Craft Best Use of Archival Footage and Best Documentary Long Form. So I'm glad that they got, like you said, I'm glad that they got recognized for that. And hopefully this will also encourage Disney to continue to support such ventures in the future.
Well, Disney is celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States with Disney Celebrates America. This set of events will take place starting on June 29th with a 2-hour special on ABC called Disney Celebrates America: The Pursuit of Happiness. This special will be coast to coast and This special will be coast to coast at both resorts. On the evening of July 3rd and continuing through July 4th, the entire Disney broadcast empire will celebrate America across all 50 states, exploring the people, places, and moments of the nation's 250-year history. For all the details, visit the link in the show notes.
I could not believe what Disney is doing for this. So, I just want to read this thing because it's ridiculous. Beginning the evening of July 3rd and continuing through July 4th, ABC Entertainment, ABC News, ESPN, and National Geographic will present a 24-hour cross-platform broadcast spanning ABC, Disney+, Hulu, National Geographic, FX, Freeform, ABC News Live, ESPN, and ABC-owned television stations and affiliates. Wow. They are like...
Yeah.
We're covering the country across all of these different things. Some special shout-outs were Disney Celebrates America, Nashville Star-Spangled Bash, which will be a live celebration with performances. A countdown to America's 250th reporting, which will feature rare access inside the Statue of Liberty with a once-in-a-lifetime tribute. GMA's 50 States in 50 Weeks, America the Beautiful. There's just a ton of stuff. So cool. I'm not even that patriotic.
Okay, so now this is interesting.
Okay.
So when we were in Disneyland. We happened to be there during Fleet Week, which I learned a lot. I did not know what Fleet Week was until we happened to be there when Disney was celebrating it, which was great. But we lingered around because they had a special flag retreat ceremony that day. They had all sorts of signs up saying that there was going to be this special flyover. There was tons of like cameras and equipment and all this stuff. And so we're like, well, let's just stick around and see what the hubbub is all about. And it was fantastic. However, I know how many different cameras I saw there. I know how much production crew was going on behind there. What has been shared online does not make sense for the amount of pomp and circumstance of behind the scenes, let's capture the moment there was. So people that we were sitting with were kind of like, is this going to be in are they filming this flyover for the ending of Soarin' Across America?
Oh.
Like what else are they doing with this? Because I want to say I saw at least 3, if not 4, different camera setups, various places throughout the parks. I've not seen all of those angles used in various things that I've seen on social media and places since. But yeah. So anyway, it was a really, really cool thing to experience. Vern and I accidentally ended up in the front and almost center of where everything was happening, and we just found a shady spot.
Lucky you.
There was literally one space of shade that was also on the curb, and we just went for it because it was calling to us. And yeah. So anyways, if they use any of this footage, we may or may not be seeing it because we kind of were right there. So anyways,
I assume you were wearing ears.
Of course I was.
Okay, so I'm going to look for curly hair and ears in this.
Of course I was wearing ears. Okay, I will set the stage for you. If you're looking at the train station.
Yep.
And they have the benches that are on the curb in front
Yeah.
of the train station. We are right next to the one on the if you're looking at the train station right side.
Okay. I think you'll be in some footage or something.
That's the one tree. The band came right in front of us and turned right in front of us to the point that we couldn't stand on the street because that's how close they were coming.
Were they facing you or facing the town square?
No, facing town square, so we'd be in the back.
Oh, so yeah, even more of an opportunity.
Yeah, so we may if it's you. So now I'm curious, okay, is all that extra footage going to be included in this
Probably.
in some way, shape, or form? Because, again, the amount of hubbub there was a lot more stuff going on than what I've seen them share thus far.
So I say your best bet is June 29th on ABC from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. They have, it says the Disney parks and attractions are the portal through which America's greatest stories, triumphs, and traditions are celebrated.
go.
So
That could
the
be it.
flag retreat would probably be one of those things. So I think you got to watch Disney Celebrates America: The Pursuit of Happiness on that day.
That could be it. We'll see. We'll see where this footage pops up, but it's got to pop up somewhere.
Well, this week for Snack Chat, we are talking about Pride Night Foodie Guide. Because Pride Night, it is June, which is Pride
June.
Month.
We're officially in Pride Month.
And, of course, Pride Night is coming to Disneyland. What days are Pride Night on? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Let me pull them up. It's usually around mid-month.
Mm-hmm. June 16th and June 18th.
I was going to say the 18th comes to mind, but that may have been literally the date that we went to Pride Land.
June 16th
Pride
and 18th.
Land. Pride Night.
Pride Land.
Yeah.
I mean,
16th and 18th. Yeah, there you go.
Tickets are still available. So if you want to snack on some of this food.
Okay. And quick promo for Pride Night. Couldn't recommend more. That's easily I don't know. I think between Pride Night and Oogie Boogie Bash are our favorite that we've experienced for the After Dark nights.
Without a doubt.
And so, yeah, so much fun. Okay, on to the food. So a lot of returning favorites. So we're just going to try and highlight some of the new items. So first up, we have the Enchanted Sunset Beverage with a Disneyland 70th Celebration D Glow Cube. And you can find this at the Plaza Inn, Galactic Grill, Stage Door Cafe, Red Rose Tavern, Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, and Harbor Galley. I don't think they have given us any sort of descriptions yet, just these lovely, lovely photos, so we get to kind of make guesses. But it's some sort of, it looks to me like it's some sort of fruit juice, maybe?
Yeah.
With a grenadine.
It looks like a mango or a orange juice with some type of grenadine or something. They also have a bourbon Orchard,
which you can get at Cafe Orleans.
which is at Cafe Orleans, which is another drink.
And so that one, of course, the table service the table service meals are where you're going to find any of the more adult alcoholic beverages. And honestly, I think if we're seeing a new beverage there, we can also expect that they're going to have like a special menu
Sure.
to celebrate the night as well.
Yeah. Let's see. That's not new. I'm just looking down the list here. So some of the returning, we won't go into the things, but just quickly. Jackfruit and mushroom loaded fries, which are plant-based. That's at the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. There's pizza fries that'll be available at Galactic Grill, Red Rose Tavern, and Stage Door Cafe. There's a new Santa Maria-style tri-tip sandwich, which will be at Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. This looks yummy.
That looks delightful. For those of you that have a sweet tooth, there are new dulce de leche funnel cake. Did we do that one? No. New dulce de leche funnel cake fries, which you can get over at the Stage Door Cafe and Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. And if you need more frozen sweet treats in your night, you can go to the Tropical Hideaway and get the volcanic style Dole Whip, which is featuring Skittles gummies.
Oh,
and it looks like
interesting.
it's served in a bread bowl.
No, this
am
is a
so
this is a
curious.
waffle cone
Oh, yeah.
with Mickey ears. Look at that; it's got Mickey ears.
I saw something. I saw that. I knew it was a waffle cone, but we're talking Disney food.
Yeah.
Clearly, it must be a bread bowl. My bad.
That's okay.
That
We
was-
also missed the spicy fried chicken that'll be at the Plaza Inn. So I think
New.
it's like the normal fried chicken, but spicy. I think they
Mm-hmm.
probably added some spice to it.
And then some other returning delights are the Golden Girls cheesecake, which you can pick up at the Jolly Holiday Bakery, and butterscotch beignets over at the Mint Julep Bar.
It looks like there's also going to have some rainbow cereal churro, which looks like the rainbow cereal is in the dipping sauce.
Yeah, and it looks like maybe they have it like crunched up real fine.
That just looks
and-
like colored sugar.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's a bad choice here.
No. They always do such good
Maybe
stuff.
maybe the Dole Whip in a bread bowl would not be my first choice, but a Dole Whip in a waffle cone.
It's got Mickey's too.
That is cool.
I will say that I'm glad that they are doing a good mixture of savory and sweet
Yeah.
items and
Yeah.
not just because there for a
Sweet,
while I
sweet,
felt like
sweet.
it was just sweet.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's that time again for our friend Eric over at Concierge to catch us up on other Disney news. Thanks, Eric.
All right,
Are you
one
stopping?
second. I stopped for a second. Yep.
Oh, I
Sorry,
didn't know if you were stopping to upload.
James. I can also upload. I realized I was going to say something during trivia, and then I was like, but now that's in the answer section, so I'll just wait and talk about it in the discussion topic.
I'm still stuck on my bread bowl.
I don't know where you even got that. It wasn't even like there
I
was another.
don't-
It wasn't
yeah.
even like bread bowl was
I
like
don't
another thing.
And we didn't even talk about like where. No, Cafe Orleans doesn't have bread bowls. we didn't even talk about a bread bowl specific known location. No idea. Like I said, it must have just been. It's in a bowl and it's edible and it's at Disneyland. Must be a bread bowl.
Do you want to
But what is a
message
waffle
Sidel
cone?
that trivia and news is uploading?
What is a waffle cone if not a sweet type of bread
you
bowl?
know, you're really stretching there.
Oh my god, I can't even type.
James, your mic is live already,
Amazing.
and you are on camera.
Even better.
Except for you're not talking into your microphone.
Get it to a good height.
Vern didn't have a problem with it.
I just got to slouch a little bit. It's fine.
You're still not talking very loud.
Well, I'm going to have to
There
compete
we
with
go.
the fan soon. Don't worry.
Huh?
He said, I'm going to compete with the
Oh,
fans
sure.
soon.
Yeah. Okay. That's uploaded, so I can eject this. What was
I
that?
don't know what that was. That was interesting.
So for those of you on the stream, which is all of you right now, because we're not recording anything.
Everyone
I
right
don't know
now.
who that Kiro person that came in and just did a bunch of stuff, but I put him on timeout for 5 minutes because I was like, wow, somebody's like flooding. So Kiro, if you're like a legit, I don't know how you got in here, or if you're a supporter, which is great. just calm yourself, maybe. Appreciate you being here, but
Deep breath.
deep breath on the flooding the channel with stuff. All right, you're gonna intro.
I will intro. Well, this week we are catching up with Tag and James, who have just returned from their second ever Disney cruise, which was a transatlantic cruise that went from Florida all the way to Spain, and they spent 14 wonderful, glorious nights on the Disney Dream. Welcome back.
It's great to hear from our travel planner who
Oh, yes.
set all of this up for us.
That
Made
too.
it so easy.
That too.
Also, for those of you who have booked with Teresa, this will not be a shock. But I did not expect to get the same level of care that she does with everybody. And we arrived to our stateroom, and Teresa had a nice little box of chocolates and some non-alcoholic
little
drink.
sprinkle some pixie dust.
A little bit of
okay,
magic.
so in all honesty,
Yeah.
chocolate was great.
The drink was not.
Drink was.
Oh man, they look so cool.
It was.
It looked
cool.
fantastic.
It looked so cool.
Like
We
the light
wanted to
blue
bring
and
it to
everything.
dinner, and I asked our service team, and they said that it would be a cork fee of like $20 or whatever to bring it if you bring your
Oh.
own. And so I was like, we're just gonna drink at our
Yeah.
stateroom.
You're like, never mind.
But they came with the nice little glasses. Let me see if I definitely have a picture of it. It was
so
very
it
nice.
was kind of like a fizzy soft drink that they went a little bit too heavy-handed with the artificial berry flavoring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
a
it
great
just-
way to describe it.
Just
So-
kind of got lost in that. But
Apparently, I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a C. There's the blue one, which
Curacao?
is no. It's like Cloudum or something like that. There's that, and then if you stay concierge level, that's one of your included beverages. So you can just go to the bar in the
And just
concierge
have
lounge
that?
and get one when you want. But there's also a red and there's a white. So I don't know if there's
Interesting.
3 different flavors, but there are 3 different colors.
I would assume different flavors with different colors.
I would hope so.
Yep.
Maybe you could like have a little sip of each, and you could taste like a bomb, like it'd be like a bomb pop.
Yeah.
You know, those little rocket-shaped popsicles.
I think if we would have been able to like take that with us out on the deck and then mix in
Ooh.
like some Sprite or Sierra Mist with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sprite on the Disney cruise.
I like that you're.
Or some Fanta Orange.
Oh.
I think that would have worked out pretty nicely with
There
it.
you go.
But on its own, not our favorite.
It was a nice surprise, though, Teresa, for sure.
Oh my gosh, yes. Walked
So-
in the room, loved it.
To quickly set the stage, it wasn't just me and James. We brought some of you who've been listening to the podcast for a really long time. Catspur was our
Oh,
exchange
gosh,
student back in
yeah.
2019.
What episode was he on?
He went when we first went to our first D23 because James couldn't go and it was a whole thing. Go listen to the episode if you want to hear all those things. But him and his partner Pavel both came from Poland and spent. We only spent a few days here in the Midwest together, and then we went to Chicago for a day and a half, and then we went to Florida for a day and a half in Orlando, and then we were on the cruise ship. So it was very quick.
It was a nice week of figuring things out, then 2 weeks on the ship, then a good long weekend in Barcelona. So
Yeah.
it was fun. It was a different way of introducing a Disney property to someone in Tag's world.
Well, and the interesting thing too is so Catspur had been to Disneyland, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Had Pavel done any Disney
No.
parks resorts? So this is his
Nothing.
first ever experience, Disney experience,
Yep.
other than like films and TV shows and stuff. That's really neat.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is this was your second time ever on a Disney cruise and second time doing the same sailing. You did the transatlantic 2 years ago, and then you did the transatlantic again. How did you both feel as more seasoned cruisers this time around than maybe you felt the first time? Like anything notable?
I still love the ship. The Disney Dream is beautiful. I love the style. I think the size of the ship is great. The layout of the ship was really great. I will say one of the best things we did is we got 2 different staterooms. So Catherine and Pavel were in one and me and James were in the other. Teresa found a wonderful spot for us on deck 2 right by the elevators, which most people would say you don't want to be by the elevators because elevators, like things are going to be...
There's people going. It's
people
loud.
are coming and going. It's loud, but it was not at all.
Not at
No.
all.
I feel like that spot, because I've stayed in that spot on other Disney ships, including the Fantasy, which is like the sister to the Dream. Opposite side though, so I was on the other side than where you guys were. You're so close and centralized to things that I just really enjoy it, and it's quiet. If you go a little bit further back, you can end up under like where the dining room is, and so sometimes you can hear them like moving stuff around at night. But
We were
overall,
under
very, very quiet.
There's that bar that's right off the lobby there. We were under
Bon
that bar,
Voyage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
but we were under like the back side of the bar, like where the cast members would be. Like,
because
we were-
we were on the edge. We had a porthole window.
Yeah.
And so it was great.
yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
It made it so easy because for those of you who may not be familiar with the layout, the second floor, the atrium is on the third floor. So the lobby where you first come in, third floor, our third deck. And we were on the second deck. There's a beautiful staircase that goes up to the third deck, which then there's an even more beautiful staircase that takes you up to the fourth deck, which is where all like the characters come out, and it's like the showpiece of the atrium. And that made it really nice because almost everything we want to do, both of the dining rooms, 2 of the 3 dining rooms are like right there.
Yeah.
One, we literally walk around the corner and
Yeah.
there's the dining room. The other one, we go up the smaller of the 2 awesome staircases and we're right there. Even when they had stuff going on in the atrium, though, like they had music going a few times, they had some big events with like live bands and stuff up there, which was loud when you were in the atrium. We didn't hear that at all in our room.
Magic.
Yeah, it is magic.
Magic.
Truly.
Well, and I just like that spot too because you're not like if you want to just be doing your Disney cruise where you're as close to the pool and like the buffet as you possibly can be, that this is not that spot.
No.
You don't. This is not the spot. But if you're someone that wants to be like where all the action is happening, all the like entertainment, and you're just once in a while or like once twice a day going to those other, it's not. It's perfect for that because you've got the elevators right there. You also have. You talked about the beautiful set of stairs, but there's also just the normal set of stairs that's also right there.
That's true.
So it's really easy to like zip,
Also,
and
when
stop back.
we did have a day where we went on an excursion, and the excursion meeting place was in the Enchanted Garden, which was right there.
There you go.
The other thing with being, like you were just saying, like, okay, maybe it's not that convenient to get up to whatever. I will give you a pro tip. It is much better to have a top deck get on the elevator or a bottom deck.
Oh, sure.
Because what happens with the middle decks is the elevator arrives and it opens and it's already full.
That's true.
On deck 2, that's as far down as it gets. Everybody gets off there, and you're the first people to get
That's
on.
true. That's a good
Or
point.
they're the people that didn't realize the elevator was
Yeah,
going
that's-
down
that's
and
a good
ride
point.
it.
That's a whole other thing that we ran into a lot this cruise, which was ridiculous, is people don't pay attention to which direction the elevator is going, and they just get in,
Yeah.
and they hit a button, and at least on the Dream, if it's going down and you hit a deck higher, it just
It, like,
doesn't even register.
Yeah, it cancels it out.
Yeah,
basically.
but people don't realize that, so they're like, "Oh, this is deck 2," and we're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, we were trying to get to deck 10," and we're like, "You gotta wait till it gets down, and then you can hit it." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that happened a lot."
Even more shocking, I think, was the amount of time people got on the elevator and forgot to push a button.
That happened a lot
Oh.
too.
And just wrote it down. So,
It's
like, people
magic,
had full
James.
vacation brain going. So-
Magic. They're like, it should just know where I want to go.
They did have full vacation brain, but we didn't have any problems. There was a ton of times where we got on and went right up to deck 11 where all the food and everything was
Yep.
and funnel
No
vision
problem.
and everything that we did. No problem. We did quite a few times where we went up, like I went up at night, like to fill my water bottle or to get like a drink or to grab like something up there. And it was never any problem. Even when it was like busy, which is like when things are happening in the atrium and people are going back to things, or the deck parties were happening
Before or
and people were
after
going down.
the theater shows.
Those were hard, but then we just found that like we'll just go to the next bank
Yeah.
of elevators, and it wasn't a
Well,
problem.
and the other thing too that's nice is once you get up, awesome. You can use like coming down on the stairs
It's not bad.
is not bad. Don't know if Vern would run up all the stairs. That's awesome for him and those people that like doing that. I would
James
not
did that
run
a
up
couple
like
times.
I did.
10 flights
Yep.
of stairs. But it's you got options at that location.
There was also really, I will say, something that people were pretty good at this cruise was letting people off the elevator. Like people were really good at like, oh, it's a really packed elevator. you're in the back of the elevator. We will step out so you can get it, then we'll get back in.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people just don't do that, and you're like, this is my floor, and then they're just like stand there like they won't hear you.
That's good.
Yeah, they were good. There was a lot more people on this cruise than there was on the one 2 years ago as well. It felt that way anyway.
It definitely
Not
did.
overwhelmingly so, but there was more.
Just noticeable.
Yeah.
So with the cruise, I know it's hard to talk about the cruise to compare it with other things because you just have 2 transatlantics to compare it to. But what are some of the things that you were looking forward to doing again on this cruise?
Man, I mean, I know a highlight for us is always looking forward to the food that we get and the service that comes with it. And the crew definitely lived up to like outstanding service as they always seem to do. I was excited because since we knew the ship and knew things that were happening, it wasn't so much of a...
James knew the ship.
I knew the ship. Tag still got lost.
I went into vacation brain mode, just to be fair.
Spent nearly a
it.
month of our life on this cruise ship, and Tag still gets lost. And it was just nice because it was a much more relaxing time for us. Like we didn't feel like we had to get to like everything that we were trying to do, and so I had a lot more time in the pool or enjoying funnel vision or just relaxing around in different places. And that was really nice. Like it was a really just solid vacation because of that.
Yeah, that's something that I for sure am not very good at is on vacation. I don't like to sit around. My cadence is like when I'm done with work at the end of the night, that's when I want to sit down and be lazy because I get burnt out from the day. But on vacation, like especially if we travel somewhere, like I want to go experience that place.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to just like sit on a beach somewhere. Like I can sit on a beach here locally if I wanted to do that. Like I don't need to sit on a beach in the Caribbean. To me, it doesn't make a difference. I don't really like the beach. But anyway, but this cruise, we did a good job because like James said, we had been on the ship before. So I didn't do the thing I normally do, which is normally I walk every single deck of
Like
of
day
the whole
one.
ship.
Day one. It is
What if
tour
they
of the ship.
changed something, Tag? You
Well,
wouldn't have known.
Well, the one thing I did miss this time, and it just, I don't know what happened. Like, again, I enjoyed the vacation.
Yeah.
One thing I did not do that I do regret not doing is I do like seeing the door decorations. And the time that I thought to do it was the night before we were all getting off, and people had already taken their decorations off.
Yeah.
So I had missed out on that. Catspur and Pavel actually spent time going and looking around the decks and looking at all that. So they did in our shared album put a lot of that stuff. But for once, I let myself relax. I didn't get the internet package at all, which I had only gotten it for like a day or two last time. And I brought a book with me, and I spent actually a decent amount of time laying or sitting in different parts of the ship and just reading my book. And usually that's difficult for me because like it's hard for me with people moving around to like focus on a book, but I kind of made myself do it, which was really good. James, his whole so 2 things that I will say James did like the whole cruise, which I thought was shocking, was he was pretty consistent at a midday nap.
Loved it.
Well, we'd get to the room, he's like, I think I'm gonna take it, because we'd go in the room because it'd be like after lunch, and so like we'd be like, well, let's go back to the room quick and put some stuff down or pick up some stuff or whatever. And then he would just lay down, and I'm like, why are you laying down? He's like, because I think I'm gonna take a nap. And I'm like, really? And then he'd convince me to lay down next to him, and sometimes we'd both take a nap.
I just laid there to take the nap. I guess that's all the convincing he needed. So
But the other thing is James spent a lot of time going to funnel vision. He really enjoyed. He's like, I don't care what's even playing. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna sit in the pool. I'm gonna watch movies. Now, the first 2 days, we got incredibly sunburned.
it was bad.
We were lobsters, and we were peeling quite a bit towards the end of the thing. It was very bad. But you will be proud of me. I took the opportunity on the ship, and even after the ship, and in our room even, to watch some Disney movies that I had not watched in a long
Okay,
time.
what'd you check
I
off
watched
the list?
Ratatouille on
Okay.
Funnel Vision. It was better than I remembered it. I was like, I remember
love
disliking
that.
this movie, and I actually didn't dislike it this time. So watch that at Funnel Vision. We watched Mary Poppins Returns on Funnel Vision. I watched Cars was on Funnel Vision, but something happened, and so I ended up watching Cars in our room over the span of like 2. Well, didn't I watch half of it and I watched the other half at home or something? I did something like that.
It was on the plane you finished it.
That's right.
So, yep.
So I watched Cars. Also better than I remember it. The movie I have never seen before ever, though, and I
Okay.
watched, was Tarzan.
And, oh, what'd you
Okay,
think?
that was funnel vision at home, to be fair.
That's true. But I did watch it finally because it
Yes.
inspired me
Yes.
to do
To
it.
continue.
We came home and James was like, let's funnel vision. He just kept calling like watching movies at home, Disney movies at home, funnel
Disney
vision.
movies specifically. Tang has
Got
tried to
it.
force
So
not
anyway,
Disney
so I
movies
watched-
into it. Doesn't
I watched
count.
Tarzan,
funny.
and I do have thoughts. My first thought is, it was good.
'Kay.
It wasn't what I expected. However, the thing that shocked me was I did not expect that all of the songs were going to be Phil Collins.
Yeah.
For some reason, every Disney movie I've ever seen, for the most part, is characters
Yep.
sing.
Yep. That's yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Phil Collins sung. Like
Yeah.
every song is Phil Collins
Tang
singing.
was so funny because the movie opens and he's like, "Oh, they're starting with the Phil Collins song. That's interesting."
Because usually when you get a famous person singing a song, like Elton John when he did Can You Feel the Love Tonight, that was in the credits.
Yeah.
And they had the characters sing a different
But
version.
he wrote the music.
Right. But like in the movie, they have the characters sing it,
Yep.
and then in the credits,
No.
So
singing
I was
characters.
so surprised.
Yeah, no singing
Also, James, spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen Tarzan
It's like
in
40 years.
30 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Um,
think you're safe.
I was watching it with James and I said, "Oh, Tarzan." I said, "I get this. The villain is the cat, and Tarzan. Like the big thing is going to be that Tarzan kills the cat." And then like halfway through the movie, Tarzan kills the cat, and I'm like, "Well, now what are they going to do?" And then the guy who I referred to as Gaston's dad
Okay.
showed up, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, this
What the
is
heck
the
is
bad
his
guy."
name?
Clayton.
Clayton. That's it. I'm like,
And I
starts
was
with
like,
a C,
okay.
not Cletus.
Yeah. So
Clayton.
it was different than I thought it was going to be. There were some interesting parts of it.
It took
but
me
I
for
liked
a
it.
spin. It's dark. There are moments of that film that if you're paying attention to the background, you're like, that's Tarzan's parents.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, that's what happened to Clayton when he fell.
Yeah.
Like there's some dark parts, but
They did a good
love
job
it.
distracting from it, though.
Yeah, but it's interesting that it's still there, but
Yeah.
not like forefront. there.
Yeah. And then somebody asked me, they're like, "Didn't you know the whole story from the Adventureland, like from the Tarzan's
from the
treehouse?" And I'm like,
treehouse.
the treehouse doesn't really tell you the story of Tarzan. They
does.
just had the characters in
Yeah,
the tree.
a little bit because it like okay, there's an abandoned baby that the gorilla takes care of, but you
I
don't know
guess.
why the baby's there.
Yeah, I
you
suppose.
don't understand that the treehouse is where the baby his family
Yeah.
built it and all that.
James,
stuff,
what else
but-
do we watch on Funnel Vision?
Oh my gosh, it's a long list. Both Moanas.
Oh, yeah, Moana 2. I only saw half of it.
So
on the
did
ship.
you guys forgo going to trivia and all the crafts and
We
all
did
that
much
stuff?
less of that this
Sure.
time.
I was like,
I think I was pretty on par with trivia this time. We went to 1 or 2 trivias a day.
Maybe. I feel like we usually do more than
Maybe.
that. Part of the thing was we had Pavel and Casper with us, and Pavel doesn't speak a lot of English.
Yeah.
So, they never went with us. Well, they rarely, I will say, went with us to trivia and stuff because,
sure, yeah, yeah.
he's not going to
Well,
understand.
And they're not that level of Disney.
Yeah.
And,
fan.
and a lot
in
of
general.
trivia is U.S. centric if it's not Disney based. So it's
Yeah.
very challenging.
Now, the one thing we did enjoy that we hadn't done on the Disney cruise before is
I like how he's whispering.
we played
about this.
bingo.
Oh.
And have you been
I've
part of the
not
bingo?
played
Okay,
bingo,
so
no.
they have 2 things in bingo. They have a tablet that literally does everything for you,
Oh.
except for shout bingo. So you have to pay attention because
That feels like cheating.
if it bingos and you don't shout it, you just don't get the bingo. So we paid. There was a family pack. It
feel
was
like
2
that's
tablet.
the fun of bingo.
Well, not for
is
me.
stamping.
But no. Well, so this is where Disney bingo is different. So we bought the family pack.
Okay.
Now the family pack is 2 tablets
Okay.
and 2 sheets. It's 4 games of bingo each.
So you get you get to choose.
Now the sheets are the regular bingo sheets behind plastic, and you get a dry erase marker to draw on
Sure.
it. And for that, so it's 4 games
Mm-hmm.
of 2 people get the whatever and 2 people get the tablets. It was $80. Our very first game, Pavel won $30, and it was a big deal.
17 people shared
17
bingo
people got
with
bingo
him.
in that game, so our
Absolutely
share was
wild.
$30.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
At the same time?
At the same time.
Wow.
It was like a straight line bingo, and they finally called a number from the I column.
So the
Holy
way
buckets.
that bingo works on the Disney cruise is they give you the stuff and they tell you when you get one away, you need to stand up. And then they have an entertainment person kind of keep an eye on wherever people are at. And then if you do bingo, you have to say bingo. If you miss saying bingo, like if they call the next number, you
Done.
don't get the bingo.
Got
It's
it.
a bongo.
It's a bongo. Yeah, so they had a whole...
There's a whole bingo
There's
vernacular.
a whole bingo vernacular that we learned. Like the tablet that does the bingos name is Betty.
Betty.
And if you were unhappy with how Betty was pulling numbers, people were supposed to yell, "Shake it up,
Shake
Betty!"
It up, Betty.
And the only lady who did the bingo, who operated the bingo, was she ended up. We found out she was an officer.
She's an officer.
We
Yeah.
saw her later, like in the white things with
Oh,
the
yeah,
things,
yeah.
but she was in an entertainment costume every time she did bingo. But she was the only one that did bingo. I think she was like the only one blessed to touch the bingo machine or whatever. And she talked about how like sometimes it has problems and all this.
Sure.
But people were like all about it because they had these sayings of like, for hold your peace. Like if there's no other bingos, it's like bingo going once. And then didn't we say something? Bingo going twice.
Where's
Bingo
the
going three.
bingo?
Bingo's out of
Outta
here or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you missed calling a bingo, like James said, it was a bongo. Like there was just all this stuff. And I told James, I'm like, there's an entire like
Subculture.
subculture for
Yeah.
this bingo, and people were like so into it.
We won't spoil it, but you just gotta wait and see what happens when they call B11. So
But we have to talk about that because that was one of the best experiences.
Fine.
Okay, so on the fantasy,
Okay.
The dream.
Dream?
but you have been on the
Oh,
fantasy.
Yes, I've been on the fantasy.
So in the adult club that's at the back, is it Evolution? Is that what it's called on the
No,
fantasy too?
It's the tube.
It's called the Tube.
I think it's called the tube.
Okay. Well, anyway, they have a bar back there, and that's where they do bingo. And one of the bartenders, like bartending service
Bar
staff,
staff,
drink
yep.
staff, was from Turkey. And we got there early one day, and we were talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, have you been to Turkey before?" And my sister-in-law is from Turkey, and so we
yeah.
talked about Turkey, and it was great. Her name was Zelda, like Zelda, but with an
Yeah.
S, Zelda. And when they call B11, when B11 gets called, the entire entertainment staff has to run up on stage and they do like a B11, like
Oh,
little
that's
dance.
They have a
Funny,
whole
yeah.
dance.
And Zelda ran up there and danced with them, and it was amazing.
That's funny.
We tipped her really well because she was so freaking awesome. She was amazing. What's it called?
I gotta find it.
It's on the back of the ship, on deck.
I know. I'm trying. I'm
deck
waiting
four,
for it to
deck three?
load.
Deck 4, James, right?
Sure.
Yeah, the
Tube.
tube.
It's called the Tube. Yeah. Okay.
See, I was right.
Okay. Because it was called Evolution on the
The
Dream.
tube.
It's
And then
butterfly
the fancy,
themed.
fancy. You do have super.
We had the fancy walkway with the
restrooms.
bathrooms, which is weird. Like
Weird
that's just a strange configuration
So,
of area.
Does it have La Piazza and Ooh La La and
Ooh La
This is
La-
supposed to be like Europe.
Ooh La
So
La
it's Spain.
on the Dream. Ooh La La is the Club
there's-
687, which is
The sports bar.
the sports bar, but it's also
Oh.
themed after like sailing.
Interesting.
La Plaza was the
La Piazza?
D Lounge? No.
No,
District Lounge.
District Lounge.
District Lounge.
And the Gills O'Gills pub is the pink.
The
It's
pink
pink. It's all
champagne
themed
bar,
after
yep.
Dumbo.
Gotcha. So they just have different things.
Yeah.
Because like this, it's called Europa. So it's all themed to like Europe.
Yeah. Ours is
things.
called the District.
Yeah. So the restrooms here, I should show you photos of the restrooms because they're gorgeous. They're like all tiny little mosaics and like the craziest, most beautiful restrooms you've ever seen in your life. We did
They
the
have
ship
mirrors
tour.
on the roof, which is weird.
We did the ship tour and found out that either these or the Rapunzel restrooms were the most expensive restrooms
Oh.
ever
Hilarious.
for like the Walt Disney Company like
Wow.
has put together. I'll show you photos because it was crazy. But ours were like themed to Spain, so it was like the what do you call
Oh.
it? The matadors that do the
Oh, yeah.
bull. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'll show you photos.
Okay.
So similar layout but different theming.
Yeah. But anyway, bingo, cool. Zelda, amazing. Yeah.
Very cool. So another fun thing that is specific to these longer sailings is you get more entertainment options. So typically on your general Disney cruise that ranges from 3 to like 7 nights, we'll say, you get like 3 different Broadway style shows. There may be like a magician or something for the longer sailings. You have a pirate/Frozen night on one of the nights as well. But when you've got, 14 nights instead of 7. The people need more. So what are some of the things that you got to experience that were outside of those kind of presets?
The quick normal things, we had Believe, which is like their normal
Yes, that was
Broadway
in the
show.
preset.
Beauty and the Beast, normal thing. And
The
Golden
Mickey?
the Golden Mickeys was the other thing.
So I enjoyed all of those more this time. Well, Beauty and the Beast the same. I was still in that same way, but I enjoyed the other two more. I think knowing what I was going into
Oh, sure.
helps me to enjoy things a lot.
Sure.
And so I had a better time with all of them as we were going
Yeah,
through it. So I was
'cause-
happy about those.
For those of you that haven't been, Believe and the Golden Mickeys are like, we're going to say they're just like Disney shows. So like obviously the Beauty and the Beast show is the telling of Beauty and the Beast, whereas the other ones are kind of like your smorgasbord of you see all sorts of different characters for all sorts of different reasons, and they kind of all come together to tell this one overarching story.
Yeah.
So there's not really a good way to explain what the shows are, and even when you see what the explanation is, you're still kind of like, huh. But it works.
I will say, this time compared to last time, and maybe I'm just forgetting, but the overarching like story of Believe is like a father and his daughter who like she's still very into like believing things and magic and whatever, and he's a scientist and very
Oh,
has like forgotten how to believe. And the storyline is the genie shows up and like goes through a bunch of Disney people and characters and situations that gets the father to come around to believing.
Yeah.
And they have a genie, and the genie was like the genie from Aladdin Musical Spectacular, where he had lots of great jokes.
Yes.
And I was like, I told James, I said, I don't remember this many jokes last time. This is amazing. This gave me like that shot of Aladdin Musical Spectacular again. It was
There you
amazing. And then Golden Mickey's is kind of like an award show with like a bunch of different things, like you said, like a kind of a clip show of Disney stuff. The other things that we got to see and experience that were cool was there was the crew talent show, which is always amazing.
Oh, so great.
This year, it was a lot more of the crew singing and dancing. Last time, there was a guy who did like sand art and some other
that's
like
right, yeah.
things. This year, they didn't have the variety necessarily. However, our assistant cruise director came out and he said that he was like an opera singer, and we all thought he was kidding because he was making tons of jokes the
Oh,
whole
it's a
cruise.
total joke.
James thought that that he was going to start singing, the curtain was going to open, and it was going to be somebody else behind the curtain.
Or like a video or something.
He
Something,
was singing. He sung with the person that we are pretty sure was Belle.
Oh.
They sung Phantom of the Opera,
Ooh.
and it was amazing.
Wow.
Impressively, not the best part of the crew talent show, no matter
Really?
how good that was. Yeah, they closed the crew talent show with 3 people who were singing like Frank Sinatra era, and we were just like in awe. Like the first guy, good, great, played his guitar, wonderful. Second guy though, like you could have put him in with anyone from the Rat Pack Crooners, and he would have
Wow.
sounded exactly like it.
And we think there's no way that this last guy is going to beat this
Why
guy.
would he go second?
And he
Like
did.
that's terrible. And the last guy, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
His voice is wasted in housekeeping.
It was great.
And he's in housekeeping.
He's
Yep.
in housekeeping.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. Let's see. James should talk about this. James, who was the performer that was there that you are like? I have pictures of James looking starstruck.
Yes. So one of my big obsessions outside of this Disney universe is the Eurovision Song Contest. Long-running song thing in Europe just happened in
Think
May.
American Idol, but between European countries.
And a little bit more interesting and unique as it goes through it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite performers is Greta Salome, who is from Iceland and performed for the country in 2012 and 2016. And I absolutely adore her 2016 song. And she was on the ship. And she performed that song. She probably has better U.S. name cred as the person who wrote most of the songs for the Will Ferrell movie of
she
Eurovision. Yeah. So she wrote a lot of that music. It's like usually I'd say the iconic song Husavik at the end of it, but Yeah Yeah Ding Dong is probably the iconic song from there.
That's funny.
Yeah, so she was super involved with that. And so when I saw it in the planner, I'm like, oh, cool, they've got a video of her. Like, don't need to really go see that. Nope. They were clear. She's here. It's live. And then she met us after the show, and I was starstruck. It was
That's
great.
cool.
She also announced that she was pregnant.
Oh.
So, yeah,
So she said that she was going to try really. She played a violin
so well.
so well, like faster than I've ever seen someone play a violin. She played this melody, and she said, I don't know if I'm going to get to the end of it because I might break my violin.
And it was like the second song of her
Yeah.
set.
Oh,
It's
geez.
like, this is brave. So
That was amazing.
But the violin survived.
violin
Yeah.
survived. The strings are all intact.
Yeah, we saw the second show of hers, so it was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah,
it
so
could
she-
break.
So she was great. Yeah. Otherwise, we saw 2 magicians / mentalists.
One of them
perform.
we had seen on the ship last. It was either on the ship last time. It was on the ship last
It was
time.
on the ship last time. Yep. And he did a pretty similar set to the last time, but it's still pretty awesome as it goes through it. So they were both great. What else did we see?
I think that was kind of the main stuff.
The main big
Yeah.
entertainment.
we
like
we
the
missed
nighttime
out.
things?
Yeah, we missed out on like a more operatic group that was singing. We missed out on a juggler.
Yeah.
And then there was someone from Britain's Got Talent who had like a variety show, and we missed out on that one for other things as well. So they definitely give you something in the main theater every night after the first night that if you want to see some sort of live entertainment like that, you can have those options.
The other thing was last time, if you guys listened to the episode from 2 years ago when we went on, was Kevin Kearns from the archives was on, and he gave I think 4 talks then.
He did more than that.
It wasn't that many, James.
Oh, he did repeat some, I suppose.
Yeah, he
So,
did
yeah,
repeats.
okay.
He did each one twice. This cruise, we had Bruce Kimbrell, who started, and he's a big Disneyland person. He started working at Disneyland and had quite a long career with Disney. And he had, it was like 8 or 9
It was
different sessions.
Basically, every day after the first day, if we were at sea, he had something planned.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He had a very good PowerPoint that went with his stuff, so it was really well like timed. He had some video clips that he played with some stuff. He did have one of the ones towards the end that was kind of funny. That it was because they were supposed to last 45 minutes. The first one only lasted a little over 30. Like I think his timing was off. Like he kind of went quick through it. One of the ones that James didn't go to because James kind of like James was like, I'm gonna go do Funnel Vision instead.
I picked the ones that made sense. So I
Yeah.
went to the first one, and then I came back for the ones that were called Walt Disney Genius, and then the one about theme park firsts.
Yeah. And so one of the ones that I saw though was almost the entire time was like 2 video clips that he played that were really long, and I was like, but he was really interesting to talk to. He does this a lot on the Disney cruises. He talks about how like this is this like bajillionth cruise that he's done these types of talks on. But he worked at Disneyland. He worked in City Hall. If you go into City Hall, there is a bookshelf there, and if you look at the I don't know if it was the name of the book or the authors of the book, but Bruce Kimbrell is one of those people on there. He doesn't have a window, but he does have this. He
That's
talked.
cool.
Oh, 2 of the days he talked were windows on Main Street. So he talked about all the different people that had windows on Main
Ooh.
Street and kind of their history a little bit. And
Was
how,
he up to date and had Kim?
No, he didn't do everyone.
Sure.
He did a few over 2 days. And then, he talked about his time at the Disney Institute. He talked about his time on the Jungle Cruise. He talked about his time in guest services. He had a couple stories of when he was a plaid taking people out. He had a Michael Jackson story. He had, I don't remember, he had a couple other like famous people stories that were kind of interesting. Cool things that he brought was when they redid the carpet in Walt's apartment, he got a piece of the carpet that they were going to like
That's
throw
cool.
away, and he brought it with him. And it was like an artifact that you could look at after
Yeah.
the talk. He also has this like gauge, I'll call it, that was if you look at the original like first like 10 years of Disneyland, there was this gauge in the wheelhouse of the Mark Twain that when they did the first big refurbishment, they actually got rid of that and they put in a new one, and he has the original one, and
That's
that was
cool.
also with him that he brought for us to look at. That was really cool. He also he had taken his Jungle Cruise boat off the rail one time, and when they
Which
were
is like a big no-no
Yeah.
for skippers to do. Like,
well,
it's shame.
he had a whole story about it. But that boat that he was piloting,
Yeah.
or skippering, when they redid it for when Indiana Jones came and they renamed a bunch of the boats, he requested to get the sign, like the name of the boat, and he
Yeah.
has it, and he has a
That's
picture
fun.
of it in his backyard and stuff. So that was really cool. That was like the cool, like, extra Disney nerddom thing. And that was interesting because all of his talks were in the big theater,
Oh.
where the Kevin Kearns stuff was in the Buena Vista, where they usually do movies.
Except his Q&A.
Except for his Q&A, which makes more sense because if you're going to have somebody walk around with a microphone and ask questions, like, you don't want them in the balcony and whatever.
Sure, yeah.
So he did that in the Buena Vista Theater, but all the other ones were in the main Walt Disney Theater auditorium.
So how many people attended these like hyper specific Disney?
It was pretty
nerd events.
I think if it would have been in the Buena Vista Theater, it would have been a full theater.
Wow. Okay.
But there was a lot of people in these.
That's awesome.
And what was even more challenging, where they were at 10 a.m. in the morning, and every day he did it was a day that we had a clock put the hour forward the night before.
Sure.
So he was like joking that he was like, by the end, he's like, we're basically meeting at like 2 in the morning. It did feel that way. There was one day I missed, and it was on the in-room TV like later that day. They'll record it and replay it. So I did watch it in our stateroom because I had missed it.
Yeah.
Because we were tired and I slept in for it. So, but it was
So
really good.
you went to all of them.
Except for, I
Except
saw
for-
all
you
of the
saw
ones
all
he
of
did.
them, but just, the one was a replay.
James enjoyed Funnel Vision. James enjoyed having some early lunch.
I want to
James
say
enjoyed.
the stateroom TV was pretty good too. Like as you're mentioning that, because the other kind of like special thing that they brought on for this long cruise was an Anyone Can Cook series.
Oh, yeah.
The
Ooh,
reason
yeah.
we took advantage of it in the stateroom, because this event happened at like 11 most mornings in the D Lounge, and people were lining up for it by 9.
Yeah.
So like this was super popular. They filled up the room the first day. The second day they brought in so many extra chairs to get people there.
Yeah.
And people just really enjoyed the guy, him talking about the food that he was cooking through and just going through this whole like long process for an hour about it. And so we enjoyed watching a couple of those on the stateroom because I'm like, I don't feel the need to go and cram myself in line for a long time and then cram myself in the D Lounge for it when I can get a lot of the enjoyment outside of it. I think there was free wine, so that was a perk for a lot of people.
So I was gonna say, did you do the anyone can cook during the first one, so you got the experience of being in the room?
We didn't do it at all.
This was one of the things that my family, when they did their Trans-Pacific cruise, really enjoyed. And they didn't say that it was that level of popularity, level of popularity.
Yeah.
Smaller ship though, so less people on it. So I don't know, but they said that you got to learn whatever it was that they were cooking. They had samples of then whatever it was, so everyone could
Everyone
experience
got
it.
to
But
eat
yes,
Yep.
there's also wine.
During
we
one
didn't
of
we didn't have
the-
this last time, so this was different.
During Good Morning Disney Dream, which is like their morning show that I think all the cruise ships probably put it on.
Sure.
That talks about the day, and it's got like the cruise director and the assistant cruise director and whatever. They talked about how they wanted to move it to a bigger venue, but because it was cooking and because of all their cameras and stuff that they had, like there was nowhere else on the ship that they could do it.
Wow.
Because they had brought like folding chairs in the space, and they'd used all the it was a whole thing. Like it was very
Dang.
busy. Now, this brings a great story. James and I were walking the deck. We were walking through the adult section, and James and I are just chit-chatting about whatever, and I happened to glance at this gentleman who is sitting in one of the seats with his wife, and I see a sweatshirt, and it doesn't register right away. We kind of walk around the corner, and I say, wait, James, wait. And I go back, and I do a double take, and this gentleman is sitting there, and I say, excuse me, the shirt that you have, did you visit there, or are you from there? And he goes, oh, we live there. And I said, oh, he was wearing a La Crosse, Wisconsin sweatshirt. And him and his wife, so shout out to Ken
Ken and Goldie.
and Goldie, who live in La Crosse, Wisconsin,
that's
where we are
Yeah, where we
near
are
right now,
Yeah.
for, recording this. Very fun story. So first of all,
That's awesome.
they're seniors. She has been on over 60 Disney cruises.
I think
He's
she's
been
getting
on
close
over
to 70 at this point.
Yeah, he's been on over 50.
He's getting close to 60.
Why is there a discrepancy, you might ask? Both are widows, and then they found each other after that and got married.
Aw.
And she's been taking him on all these Disney cruises. So
Yeah.
all the 50, I'm pretty sure weren't all the 50 like
He
60
said
living
all
together?
with her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now they were talking about all their perks they get now, being
yeah.
that level. So they're
Yeah.
like, we get free Palo, we get free internet, we get like all
Our
this stuff.
photo
when we get to this
package
level.
is
free
included.
photos. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Their names probably on Castaway Key.
yeah, they were talking about all this.
Probably, yeah.
So they were great. So we met up. So we sat there and talked with them for a while, and then we
Yeah.
had to go. We had something trivia or something scheduled that we had to get to. But then we got with them on
You should
WhatsApp.
have taken them. They probably knew all the
Well,
trivia
they
answers.
didn't want some of that stuff. They had their things that they were into. So we ended up meeting up with them a couple times on the trip. So we met up with them. We saw them when they were doing like this golf tournament thing in the atrium.
Oh,
So
okay.
you golf it at like hits.
It's like
a
a chip
Velcro.
shot. Yeah, they're Velcro balls that
Oh.
land on a target.
And it lands, and sometimes it's you get the points, and sometimes they have rounds where it's like it's negative that many
Oh.
points.
It's fascinating.
So really interesting to watch. They did that. Whatever. They also ended up going on the next cruise. So they didn't.
Oh, they
they
did
left all their
back-to-back?
stuff in the thing, and they got off and got back on and all this stuff.
Yep.
So they went to Italy and a bunch of stuff, which is where the cruise was going
Dang,
after that.
good for them.
So they got home. They sent us a picture. We got a picture with them with Stitch, because that's what they wanted to do with us. But we're probably going to meet up with them sometime here in La
Oh,
Crosse
yeah.
to like go have lunch or dinner or something with them.
They were way
Yeah.
too nice and humble.
They were
not to,
way too
so-
nice of people. They were awesome. And it was great just sitting and talk with them. And it was so weird. Like, we're on this boat in the middle of the Atlantic,
Miles, thousands.
and
of
La Crosse
miles
only
away.
has
We're
like
from a small
58,000
town.
people in it.
Yeah.
And here these two people are there. Like, what? And then the fact that we ran into them, and
Yeah.
then he was
That he
wearing
was
something.
Yep, that's
Anyway,
wild.
it was awesome.
That's pretty darn.
So
wild.
shout out to them. They were great. I'm sure that they're not long for then getting on yet another Disney
Yeah.
cruise.
That's hilarious.
Oh, they also gave us their castaway bag, their beach towel. Like, they're like, we have a ton of these. Do you
Oh,
want
I'm
all this?
sure, yeah.
So when we met to do the picture with Stitch, they were like, here's all of our stuff.
Yeah.
And then because we're probably going to go on another Disney cruise and we'll eventually get to the 5 or whatever we get more stuff, we gave a lot of our stuff to Catsper and Pavel.
Did so? Question on that: what color was your stuff? Because
It's the old stuff. It was still the old stuff.
Just changed to the new stuff. So
It was quite the thing in the
Next
WhatsApp
cruise.
chat,
that it
WhatsApp
was
chat.
the old
I'm turning
stuff.
into my brother.
You're turning into your brother.
My brother calls it
WhatsApp
the WhatsApp machine. And I was just, anyway.
I mean, that's why it's
So
called
your next
WhatsApp.
cruise.
So.
Your next cruise. they'll
So
have
we
the new
booked the
stuff.
placeholder, and it actually went through this time. And you even got an email
Yes,
saying
that
it went
we got
through.
a confirmation. I can physically show it to you in my thing if you want to.
So what
really see it.
what we have talked about, well, it showed up in our app this time too. So I told James, I said, I love the Dream, but I'd like to experience a newer Disney ship because one of the entertainment cast members, Kat, she was amazing. What's funny is she announced herself as having a stutter, but like never stuttered. So I have no idea what the deal was with her. But she was awesome. She was from the UK.
Yep.
She was from the UK. And she talked about how her favorite ship was the Destiny because she got to like launch the Destiny or something. And so, and actually she was supposed to go back to the Destiny, but somehow she ended up on the Dream for this little bit of time or whatever. But she was talking about what she liked about that. And I'm like, oh, that maybe we should go on one of the newer ships just to see what it's like. And so I'm sure at some point, I mean, you'll
It's
book it
different.
for us. But you'll have to tell us all the differences because you've been on
There
the
are.
fantasy and you've been on, well, the
I've got-
magic
the
and
magic, the fantasy, and the treasure.
yeah. So I think we want to go on the treasure because the Wish, I looked at the stuff for the Wish and I looked at like the theme of the restaurants and stuff and I wasn't into it.
The Wish does have the hyperspace lounge, though.
Yes, but I would rather have the Coco restaurant.
Oh, fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I also
And, I
found
mean,
out
the Haunted Mansion
that with the
parlor.
Haunted Mansion parlor, people were, Kat told us, she said, don't go on the first couple days. Go on like day 3 and no one's in
100%,
there.
yep.
He said, she said, because everybody goes
Everyone wants to
right
go
at the
there right
beginning
away.
and you can't get in.
Mm-hmm.
She said, just wait a couple days and then it's like easy.
Yep, then it's like you're the only ones in there. Nope,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. We noticed that even on the preview cruise, which was a 3-night cruise, there was that like spike and then nothing.
So,
So-
quick thing I forgot to tell you about entertainment. Pavel doesn't speak a lot of English. The 3 Broadway caliber shows he loved.
Aw,
He didn't
that's
have to
good.
understand anything. He liked the special effects. He liked the stories. He obviously has like heard the music and stuff
Yeah.
before. Loved it. Every time we left, we were like, "What'd you think of it?" He goes, "Wow." So great.
I mean, they're spectacular. They are
Yeah.
really spectacular.
Teresa did try to put in a request for us to get dining room service with people that spoke Polish. The very first night they came up and said, unfortunately, we don't have anybody. We'll try our best. Our dining room staff, Tatiana, who is our server, and
Matilda.
Matilda, who is our assistant server, every night they learned one new Polish word
they?
from Pavel, and it was great because it was like there was like thank you
Yeah.
and
I
you're
think
welcome.
at this
and-
point they probably remember thank you, and that's about it. But,
yeah, but
you know,
but they went through and
Yeah.
learned some different things.
That's cool.
And Matilda was French, so she was teaching some French words a little bit. Tatiana was from Brazil,
Argentina.
so she was teaching some of that.
Yeah,
So
That's
anyway,
fun.
It was quite fun. They did a good job. We had like the best service team. We like that. I will never have a service team like that again from the first cruise. but they did a really good job.
Yeah. Nope. That's awesome.
Yeah, they were so sweet. They really did their job to take care of us as well as all the other families around us.
Yeah.
So.
So Pavel and Catsper had not been on a Disney cruise before.
Any cruise.
And had not done a cruise whatsoever. What would you say their thoughts were going into the cruise versus what the experience actually was?
So if you remember when Catsper came and went to Disneyland, I told him do not look up anything about Disneyland. I want it to be a surprise. Catsper, his entire Instagram feed is Disney cruise stuff.
It's
So he was sending me stuff. We bought the magic
They were
bands.
super excited.
And he was like, "Oh, I already bought a carrying thing for my card that were like Mickey ones." So it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
They bought the pirates outfits off of Temu, which he was laughing at because the front and the back were the exact same print, which is why it was on
It
Temu.
was hilarious.
But like it didn't matter. There was other people there with the same kind of thing. So he had an idea going in what some of it was going to be. I think both of them were surprised at how you kind of forget you're on something that's in the middle of the water.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little rougher than our first cruise, so you could feel it more.
Yeah.
We did have some swells, which made it worse because like the swells are where like the boat really moves.
Yeah.
If you have waves, you kind of just get like hit, and the boat can cut through it. But the swells, you just kind of got to deal with.
Yeah.
It was also a little bit windier. The temperature was like low 70s with a breeze, made it feel colder. So when there was like clouds, it was kind of chilly up on deck, those kind of things, which made it great for James because he's like, whatever, I'm just going to get in the pool anyway. So they enjoyed all of that. They really enjoyed the hot tub, all the food.
Yeah.
They were all about the food.
Yeah, especially the buffet for breakfast and lunch. Like they were in heaven
They were
with
all
all of
excited.
that.
We went to sit down breakfast one day, and I kind of pushed to keep going to the buffet because like there's always the same just few things in the breakfast, like in the dining room. Excuse me. So we did the buffet
the
mostly.
buffet's got that one section that they seem to like rotate out each day to kind of keep it.
Yeah.
Do they for breakfast too? I know for lunch for
breakfast doesn't rotate out too much. There's a few things that might slightly change, but yeah, lunch is where you really get the different international cuisine.
They had crab legs like every day. I was very surprised.
They did,
sure.
yeah.
All the crab legs.
But
All the crab
I only ate them the first day because I was like, this is too much effort with like the crackers and everything.
Yeah.
But I forgot that they have some of my favorite stuff there. Focaccia bread.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 days that they had Mickey churro waffles.
They had it twice.
Yeah. Well, 14 nights. of
At
course.
least twice. Yeah.
I think it was at
That's
least
awesome.
twice. Yeah. James, do you want to quickly talk about our excursion?
I had one question about the food.
Oh,
quick.
sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
Your soft serve flavors. What were your favorite soft serve flavors apart from the standard chocolate?
I only
and
did chocolate and vanilla, but they also have banana and strawberry.
Because they rotate throughout the day. Like each day is different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only ever saw banana and strawberry, but I also only did vanilla and chocolate. So
Well, okay, that wasn't a very exciting.
it was
answer.
a good
Sorry.
try. So
That's
soft serve.
that's Vern and I's favorite part. Is like, what's the flavor of the day?
I love that.
Something
Soft
we-
serve's not my favorite. So
Something we
Oh,
did like,
okay.
though,
Okay.
was the last. So since when we went on it, it went into dry dock at the end of that time, and so
Oh,
they
yeah.
got some changes. One of the things they changed was they now have like a cantina thing at Flo's, like the little area by
like
the pool where they have the
the
snacks.
Mexican
Yeah.
restaurant.
So that turned into
Oh, isn't it like Ramon's? Something
yeah,
Yes.
it's Ramon's. Yeah, so they have like Mexican food now, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I loved that so much. Those bowls and tacos were so good. All the toppings were great. Like, I was happy to eat there multiple times. That was such an upgrade for me.
There you go. All right, fast forward an excursion. What stop on your 14-night journey did you guys choose to do your excursion at?
Stop number 1.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we did a bus tour in the Azores on Ponta
which we wanted to
Delgada.
do last time, but it was sold out.
Yep, sold out. So we tried to book third party, and they canceled on us. So
Oh, that's right. I was gonna say I remember there was something.
yep. So this time worked out. We got on our bus. We went to like 7 different viewpoints that we were able to hop out on the bus. You get great views of the ocean, the towns that are around there, the beautiful like lakes that are inside the valleys and everything. It's hard to describe in words just how pretty the Hourglass Lake is with the different colors and the beauty of the water and the surrounding nature.
Also, last time we just rented a car there and drove. This time we had like because we were on a tour bus, we had like narration, so we like learned a bunch of stuff, which was awesome. The upside and downside of the day we were there was it was very windy, and it was off and on raining. The upside was it stopped raining every time we had to stop on the bus and get out.
It was absolute magic.
And then
I
as soon
couldn't
as we
believe
get back
it.
on the bus, it would start raining again.
That's wild.
It was unreal. So, yeah, that was
Was this
fantastic. So it was probably 2 or 3 hours of driving around and stopping and looking at things.
And at the end, James,
They brought us back to the city, which they had to detour because we were there the day before a huge festival.
Oh.
So they had a huge part of the road closed. So we got to see a little bit of the setup for that. But we ended up at a hotel for a wine and cheese tasting.
Ooh.
It was great. Like there is a cheese that we took a picture of the placard of it, and we're thinking about buying some to try to bring it with us, but we didn't trust ourselves to have enough like refrigeration and everything for it to get
yeah.
home safely. But it was so good. Even when Tag spilled my first glass of wine on me, it was still very.
So here's the thing. I was not paying attention. I was excited, whatever. They had this round table that everybody like it wasn't like a buffet line. It was like a round table and people were just walking around and picking up their cheese and stuff to put on their plate.
Yeah.
And then they were also handing you like wine. And what happened was I reached back and my elbow hit James's plate and it knocked his wine onto his plate.
Yeah.
So it killed his cheese
Yeah.
and everything. Luckily, it didn't spill on everybody else's crap.
Yeah, just me.
But it was
good.
embarrassing because there was a lot of people there, and I was like, "Oh crap!"
Like, oh no. Disaster.
I did not like the wine, but I loved the cheese.
You know what
Not
you
a sweet
really
wine,
liked
then.
though was the jelly.
The jelly, because as part of the cheese, they also had like some jams and jellies.
Yeah.
Oh, this jelly was so good. Was it like a strawberry?
The
jelly?
strawberry
Yeah, it
one was you were
so good.
obsessed.
It was very good. So the cool thing about this was we could wait until we were done and then get back on the bus, and then they'd bus us back to the cruise ship. But we were literally across the street from the cruise ship.
Oh,
Yeah, you
yeah.
tell
we
me-
just walked back.
It's fine.
Yeah, it was like
We got
100
this.
yards.
We just had to let them know, like, because they told us that as we were getting off the bus. They're like, if you want to walk back, you just have to let us know.
Sure. That
And we
makes
did,
sense.
and we walked back.
We
Most
started
people,
we
I think,
started
walked
walking around because we tried to go and see a few more things because that's where
That's
we
true.
ran into the square that was full of people for the religious like patronage thing that was happening, and so we couldn't get through, so we turned around and we couldn't get through another way, and it was exciting.
And then Catherine and Pavel ended up breaking off because James and I were like, it was hot.
Yeah.
And we were like, we just want to go back.
Yeah.
Like, we've been out on this thing all day. We just were tired. And they were like, we're going to keep walking around. And we're like, okay. So they hung out for like another hour or so.
Yep, they did really good in the ports of like spending time in the city, exploring,
Yeah, I was
wandering
gonna say,
around.
it sounds
so,
like they got a lot out of the ports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while Tag and I are ship people and enjoy the time on the ship, and that's our vacation, they did their best. They got off. They got like tapas at every spot that they went to. They found some coffee and stuff. Like
Fun.
they were living their dream life, and it was perfect.
Well,
so.
good. That's awesome.
Yeah, they had a good time.
So, did you ask them if they would they do it again? Like, was it a?
Yeah, the only thing that Katzper said, and this was just kind of like was going to happen no matter what, is he said that he wished that he had more time, like just being able to sit around and talk with us, because like we were doing so much stuff,
Sure.
and like they had things they wanted to do, and like we would go do
Yeah,
trivia and
yeah,
stuff, and so he really wanted. And I know this has nothing to do with Disney Cruise, but he wanted more time with us, like. The first days we had here in the La Crosse area together, of like he was like, I wish we could have spent more time at the house, just like having a conversation of just
Sure.
like catching up and whatever. Where on the trip it was just like thing. I also almost killed everybody. Poor James.
Oh no.
So we got to Orlando. So Chicago, we kind of did go in Chicago because we did the aquarium. Which Pavel wanted to see in that's a huge aquarium. We did the Willis Tower because that's a cool thing you do.
Yeah.
We had dinner, etc., etc. Oh God, I'm being just like the talker guy on the
Bruce
guy on the cruise
Cabral.
line. Bill, Bruce Cabral said etc., etc. a lot, and here I am.
You
But
picked
then
it
we
up.
went to Orlando, and we had a rental car, and we stayed in Orlando, even though our cruise was leaving out of Fort Lauderdale, and we spent the day at Disney Springs and on Disney
Yeah.
property doing like we did last August, which was we rode the Skyliner, the whole Skyliner line. We rode the monorail lines. We rode the buses. We rode the ferries. And then we kind of just like hung around in like Disney Springs. Now it was hot there. And we wanted to watch the fireworks at night from the Polynesian beach because they play
Yeah.
the music. But James was trying to tell me like 2 hours before that. He's like, everybody's getting very tired, and I'm like, we need to see the
We're
fireworks.
here. We're so close.
Yeah. Well, then what happened was like an hour before the fireworks, I got really sick. Like my body, like I was getting the chills, and like I was.
geez,
Now I
yeah.
had been sick like the week before, and I had come out of it, but I was not feeling very well. So we were sitting on the beach waiting for the fireworks, and I felt like death. But I looked at James and I was like, we're going to watch these fireworks.
He was committed.
So we watched the fireworks, and we went back. Oh, you would have been. We don't have to put this in the podcast, Sidel. You would have been in hell. The hotel that we checked into, we got to the room.
I did not book this hotel
No,
for them.
it smelled funky in there.
You told me about
And
this.
then we left and we came back and the bathroom had flooded, and it was like midnight because we'd
Yeah.
gone to City Walk and come back.
Oh.
And
You did the fireworks and then went to City
no,
Walk?
no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
Different
This
night,
was
different
that
night.
was the
I was
first
like-
night. No, that was the travel day that we
it.
came into Orlando. Well, we called and they moved us to a different room that didn't smell like
Yeah.
whatever. But it was funny because that when we walked in, I could smell it smelled musty. I'm like, Teresa would not stay here. But we were like, it's fine, it's fine. But then when we came back, like it was even dripping into the carpet, and the maintenance guy came and he could not figure out where the water was.
He's
coming
like,
from.
you guys probably just flooded the shower. The sink's got
No.
a leak. Nope. It's
We
coming out of the
haven't
walls.
Been here.
Yep.
So we moved to a different room,
Ooh,
which
that's
worked out.
crazy.
But I was like, if Teresa was here, she'd be like, "We're going to a different hotel. We are not staying here." But it turned. But it was only the one more night or whatever. Two
Yeah,
more nights we're
yeah.
staying there. It was fine. But anyway, that was like a whole ordeal. That was like we were so tired.
Like, oh no.
And then we had to deal with this thing. And then it took the guy a while to come. And then he had to run to the front to get us a different room. And
Yeah.
it's a whole
He's
thing.
like, oh nope, there's something going on. It's not just a minor.
Yep.
Minor thing.
Absolutely.
But to answer your question, Sidel, you
Yikes.
can put this all in. But to answer your question, they both had a really great time. Pavel was like surprised at how much stuff I think was on the ship.
Yeah.
They both really enjoyed how friendly all the cast members were, which of course, like Disney, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked about like what are we going to do in the future? Like he wants to go to Disneyland Paris because Pavel's never been to a Disney park.
Yeah.
So he's like, I want to take Pavel to a Disney park. Of course, Casper wants to go to Disneyland again.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
That's awesome.
they
So
really
had a
enjoyed
really
it.
good time. So
It
would they do a cruise again, or this was just like the gateway to
I think
more
they love
Disney
cruises.
things?
I think the food alone, I think, is like sold them.
I don't know if they would do another 2-week though.
No.
Sure,
So
sure, yeah.
I think they would love, like, being where they are, like any sort of that Mediterranean or Europe cruise where it's like pretty consistent of every day you're in a new town.
yeah.
And so they can keep on exploring places, get back, take advantage of the boat amenities, and then the next day they get a new town to explore. I think that is exactly the type of cruise that they'd be looking for.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's a great way to like explore that area too, since it's so close but not like super close. So then you can be traveling while you're sleeping.
Right. Yeah, they loved the room. They thought the bed was super comfortable. They loved the split bathrooms
Oh,
because while somebody was showering, somebody could get
It's
ready in
so
the other
nice,
bathroom and
yeah.
stuff. I don't know why more other than money,
I know.
but other cruise lines should really because that's a
they
big
should
perk.
steal
yeah,
that. That's
it's huge.
Also, because we had gone on a different cruise line, we had gone on Royal Caribbean last August. It reminded me that the standard Disney cabin is larger than a normal cruise ship
Yes.
cabin, just in general. Like on a regular cruise ship, there are times when you're trying to get around your bed that you're like
Yeah, yeah.
sideways. You could walk.
For those of you, I know this is
I did
a
the shimmy.
podcast. It's
You could
not
feel
visual,
it.
but it was like a little side crab walk type
Yes.
thing.
Also, one night, James encouraged me to do this. We asked our attendant to pull down the bed.
Yeah, how was it?
It was surprisingly more comfortable than I thought it would be. I did not make it through the night though because it got a little warm up there.
Oh, okay.
And we were trying not to have the cabin on like super
Yeah.
super cold, which that was another funny thing. We had a adjoining room, and when we would knock on each other's doors to open the adjoining room door, by the way, you can't hear like anything through, which is awesome.
Great.
Europeans are not as accustomed to blast chiller air conditioning like we are.
Sure, yeah.
So our room was always set to like -3, which was like
We got to -2 at
68,
some point. It
68,
was cold.
69. their room was always like 74, 75.
They kept at like number 1.
Yeah, so
in
they
a
would
scale
open
of
the door
3
and be
to
like,
negative
your
3.
cabin is so cold. And I'm like, your cabin is so
How are
hot.
you not
It's like,
sweating?
there's another positive. You guys weren't all in the same room.
Yeah.
But
Could've been
also,
having
yeah,
temperature
yeah.
wars.
But cool thing about this on the Dream at least was when it pulls down, there's like a star field that was there. Well, it doesn't like light up or anything,
Yeah.
but there's like a little light that you can turn on, and like there's a nice rail so you don't fall on the bed and everything. It was good. Now, the one thing that concerned me, I weigh a little over 200 pounds. The weight limit was 220 pounds.
So, like,
And so as I was getting on it, it was like moving. I was like, I don't know about this. But for such a thin mattress, it was actually very comfortable.
wow, that's good to know.
Yeah. So,
On
and then I had to tell the guy the next day, I'm like, we don't need it again. He's like, you don't want it again? I'm like, no, we're good. We're good.
I got the experience.
We got the try.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, it overall sounds like you had a fabulous trip, which I had no concerns that you would, but I'm really glad that you enjoyed your second Disney cruise just as much, if not maybe more, than your first Disney cruise.
Well, now we need to do a newer ship.
Now you've got options.
I don't know when that'll be, but
well, within
we have
2
a-
years, because you've got the credit that needs to be used.
Yeah,
we,
we gotta-
do
gotta
have
find it,
we
so.
do have a placeholder.
A placeholder burning a hole in your pocket. And I'm also very happy to hear that both Pavel and Katzber, who had never cruised before, and Pavel, who had never had a Disney experience outside of, watching animation and movies.
He
had
loved
such
all
a
the
great
character
time,
stuff,
too.
like the sail away party. He was
Yeah.
like videotaping a bunch of stuff.
That's fun.
He finally bought it. So one of the things that we've struggled with Casper just in general is we don't mind paying for everything. Like
Yeah.
we've invited him on this, whatever. We told them like spend whatever you want. Like you want on vacation, it's fine. Pavel like bought into that. He's like, I'm gonna have a
Okay.
beer. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a beer. It's fine. And Casper was like, I'm just gonna have a water. He got around to it.
Yeah.
But, he also had a slight issue in the Cove Cafe. And when they had the meet and greet with the officers, as we met the person who was over the restaurants, I mentioned it. I said, he had like a little problem. And what was amazing was she went and got somebody else, and they came over and were like, I oversee that. Tell me what happened.
Oh.
And then he was kind of like, I don't
Yeah,
want to cause a
yeah,
big issue. They said, when you go in there next, well, and then like, didn't they came?
They found us at dinner
They
because
found
that's
us
where
at
they
dinner.
knew to find us.
Like the officer came and found us at our table and was like, just to let you know, the next time you go there, you have free coffee.
Yeah.
So just tell him whatever. And then he didn't go for a couple days because whatever.
Yeah.
But then he went and he said it was all new crew that was there. And they had to like look up like where he had a free thing. Cause like, I assume it was like they're thinking he'd come like the next day.
Sure.
But then he kind of felt bad because he's like, there was different crew there. Like working it. So he's like, I don't know if people got in trouble and reassigned.
Yeah.
So,
It
but they
could've
did a
just
great
been
job.
shift change and just it happens.
It could be, but yeah. So, but Disney took care of it, and they were great, and it was amazing, and he thought it was wonderful.
Well, good. That's good.
Oh.
Yes.
One thing I learned about the newer ships
Okay.
from watching videos, the idea that they have those giant laundry rooms now, amazing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like, you mean the guest use laundry?
Yes. But it's like instead of having like a couple on a few decks,
Yeah.
it's like we're just gonna have this giant area because so many people were complaining about like people leaving their stuff in or
Well-
not having enough.
Yeah.
But having a giant place, it seems like that's less likely to be consistently happening.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is like again unique to a longer sailing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people on a like
Yeah,
5 or
3 or
less
4
night
night,
sailing
yeah.
are needing to use laundry versus a 14-night sailing.
You know what's
Yeah.
surprising? So Casper and Pavel did laundry at our house,
Okay.
which they were only there like 3 days. And they did laundry twice on the cruise
Oh
ship.
well, see, okay. Everyone's different.
James and I threw all of our stuff. We did the little. They have a laundry deal. I think this time it was towards the end of the cruise.
It rotates through the decks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gave them 25 articles, and they did the 25 articles. So it was great.
There you go. There you go.
Barcelona, about the same as we had it before. We did like a bus tour thing like we did last time. It was great.
But you got to pause and rewind because what was the like special part of Barcelona this time?
We got the gang back together.
Yes.
That's true. We had our other exchange student who was with us when Catsper was with us.
And they hadn't seen each other since
They had not.
the original exchange.
Since they left, yeah.
Now, the funny thing that happened was we thought he was coming in the same day that we were coming in on the ship.
Yeah.
He actually came in the night before.
Oh.
Went,
So was he there waving you in?
No. He was in his... He had got there the day before. He had gone out and explored some of Barcelona because one of the other days he's like, I've got a great place for lunch. Unfortunately, it was Sunday. And, well, first of all, for those of you who ever travel to Spain, their culture has a very different idea of like hours. Like they will close down in the afternoon because they have their siestas.
Yeah.
So a lot of things don't open till like 10, and then they close at like 2, and they don't reopen till like 7. So between like 2 and 7, especially if you're
Limited
trying to eat like
options.
authentic like stuff, it's just not open. What, James?
Yeah, very limited options.
Yeah. But Simone went to take us to this really cool like
A bucaria. So it's like a market that
yeah, it was like a
had-
market. But we got there and it was Sunday, and it was just not open on Sundays.
Yeah.
And then we got kind of accosted by a person, which was unfortunate. Like it wasn't dangerous or anything. It was just there was somebody who was being kind of forceful of like, come over
with
here and
me
do
to this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they were really like, come eat at our restaurant kind of thing. We're just like, can you just leave us alone? Like, we
No,
want to
thank
eat there, we'll
you.
eat there.
Yeah.
So anyway, but it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was just great to see everyone again and
yeah.
spend that quality time and for them to
Yeah.
get back together. So
Yeah,
That's awesome. Glad that everything went so well.
it did. I think everybody had a good time, and we'll have to
Definitely.
get together and do something again at some point.
definitely.
There you go. Perfect. Well, I don't know if anybody's still hanging out watching the stream because
Oh.
that was a long one.
I don't know what happened to that.
But thank you, everyone,
We have 4 people.
for chilling and hanging out with us while we went through that lovely transatlantic adventure. Kate, I'm here. I love it.
Yeah,
love
it
it.
was interesting because I was telling Teresa that because we had gone on the cruise before and it was a very similar itinerary, that I was like, I don't know what we're going to have to say about it. And Teresa's like, you'll find something. And guess what?
Guess
I
what?
found
You
something.
found a couple
always
things.
do.
We always find something.
Yes.
Disney people, we talk about Disney stuff for a long time. Kate, I know you know about this, and you probably know about this too. But I remember Kate specifically talking about this. They had 2 of them on this cruise, the diaper dash.
Oh, they had 2?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the first one was there like 3 kids, James, and 2 of them stood up,
Yep.
and like that immediately disqualified.
And
them.
the other kid didn't crawl at all. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, what the heck?
Well, they just can't walk, right? Isn't that the thing? Or
No
they just
walking
can't
at all.
stand?
They're
Yeah.
not allowed to be. It sounded like capable of walking.
Oh, sure. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gate
So they-
cheaters.
Yeah, so they had 2 of them, and that was quite funny. And then there was the chip golf thing that was kind of fun.
Did they just not have enough babies on board? Like the second time you guys went,
I
were there
don't know.
babies?
Now,
There were more babies the second time. Yeah, they
something
had
I'll share with
okay.
the
6
stream,
babies.
but I didn't.
Wow.
I wanted to keep our PG podcast rating. We did see they had 2 sessions of Love and Marriage,
Oh.
like their Love and Marriage game, and this
called
poor
Match
guy.
Your Mate.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure this guy was lying and making up stuff. just to
Total,
be-
No.
totally lying. This
just
guy
to
was
be,
just trying to be
just to be
funny.
like funny.
Yeah.
He was older too. He was like
You're like, what are you doing?
anyway. He
He said that his wife's like hall pass or crush was Mr. Bean. To
which
give you
that
context.
was
Oh,
like a first indication.
interesting. Yeah.
But then he said they talked about like what's the most exotic place you've like made whoopee kind of a thing, and he said like on this ship, and so the lady who was running is like, where on the
like
ship?
in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
stateroom.
And he was like, aqueduct. And she's like, you can see in the aqueduct. He's like, there are areas of that are
What
like
a
black.
creep.
Well, Catsper goes, I'm not riding the aqueduct then. And we're like, Catsper, they didn't do it. And
He's
and
like,
Casper
nope.
Casper was already like not wanting to ride it. Pavel wrote it with me. Pavel wrote it with James.
Yep, it was a great time.
And we were trying to tell him, like, you should do it. It's really fun. Like, it's not, because we went to the Dells when he lived here, and he had a bad experience where at the end you come out into a pool.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, this one just comes out into a, like
Like a landing
yeah.
pad thing, yeah.
But he wouldn't go on it. And then after hearing this, he's like, I
Then
am
the
not
creepy
going
guy.
on it.
I'm
He doesn't-
surprised they didn't be like, sorry, creepy guy, get off the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
He doesn't
there was-
really like water slides anyway.
The
so.
one that was great, though, was there was a newlywed couple, and from Brazil. I think they're both from Brazil.
Yes.
The wife really wanted to be part of the show. Husband, you could tell, like,
I was like,
did
no.
not. They were probably in their, like, mid-20s, maybe.
Sure.
And he was very dapperly dressed, like, every night of the cruise, like, when they're walking around, like, he was dressed really nice, and
Nice.
she also was dressed
Yeah.
pretty nice. He didn't want to be, so the men had to leave first to answer the questions, and then
Yeah.
had to come back and answer. He was, like, chugging his drink that they gave him and everything, and, like, he didn't really want to be there.
Yeah.
And anyway, it was that
guy.
show. James and I always get a kick out of, because there's always, like, funny things that happen and
Oh, yeah.
misunderstandings, and, like, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
It was
He-
great. And
he
they had
was-
two of them, and we went. James and I just saw one, just us, and then the second one we took Pavel and Casper to, and they thought it was hilarious because Casper kept translating for Pavel.
Oh, sure.
Because there wasn't a lot of talking.
Yeah.
But it was very rowdy.
That's funny.
But that was a good show. Hello. Hi, Brian.
You're Brian now.
I guess I'm Brian. But anyway, so yeah.
Fun. I'm like, what a weird, creepy dude.
Yes. Very much.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, it's not a contest, sir.
I think that he was just trying to, like,
Yeah.
be the
just
person that
be-
you remembered from the show
Yeah.
by saying weird
Well,
things.
He succeeded.
Yes, he
Because
did.
now we all know about him.
Trying to see if there's anything else that
What
was
was
cool.
the thing that happened with Catspur at the Cove Cafe? I wasn't gonna like ask for the show
Oh,
parts. I'm like, I feel like you're talking around it. So
he said that what happened was, like, they ordered, like, he likes lattes.
Yeah.
So he ordered a latte, and they, like, wrote his name on the cup or whatever and set it there, and then, like, they ended up doing, like, the next people in line's order, so, like, it just sat there, or, like, or they had finished it but didn't put it up
Like,
to
let
go. It
him
just
know.
sat there.
Yeah.
So at some point, his thing was just sitting there, and other people's stuff was, like, passing his, and, like,
Yeah.
there was no reason for it. And then, like, he, like, had to ask for it or whatever, and they
Yeah.
give it to him. And so, but this happened, like, twice, like,
Oh,
2 days in a
really?
row.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And it was the same crew, like, the whole time or whatever. So he was, like, frustrated that, like, why can't you just make my drink and give me my, like,
Right,
why are
yeah.
you setting it there? And it's, like, this whole thing. So he explained it to the officer lady
Yeah.
who was, like, over it or whatever. And then
That's-
he
that's
did end up
odd.
getting a drink. Actually, it sounded like if the four of us, now we don't drink coffee, me and James don't, but it sounded like if we all had gone together, they would have given us 4 free coffees. Like, it was like one transaction on us kind of
Yeah.
a thing. But we don't drink coffee, and like, I'm not trying to take Disney for everything
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
I don't care. It didn't happen to me. But then also, he also went to buy either soap or fabric softener or something, and it, like, took his money and didn't give him the
Oh.
thing. So one of the days, like, there was no line at guest service, and I just went up, and I'm like, hey, I know it's only like $1.50 or something,
$1.25.
or $1.25, and they're like, yeah, no problem, boop, 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 boop,
Yeah,
credited. And I was like, easy. If it was going to be like a
Disney
bigger deal,
magic.
I wouldn't even cared, but, like, it was great.
yeah.
But yeah, the ship still looks great.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I am always impressed with how good the ships
They
look.
upkeep it so well.
And the fact that it's, I don't even know how many years old.
Well,
at this
2011,
point. Yeah. So
15.
huh?
that's
15 years.
Yeah.
crazy.
Um,
Oh, she's over there. Like, where is Piper?
I also thought it was funny because I forgot that, like, when they blow the horn, they blow, like, a ton of the different, like,
yeah.
tunes.
It's okay. So if you're talking new ships,
Well, it's a lot, isn't
it's
it?
a lot.
Well, I
It
saw
is
on
a
the
lot.
Destiny tour, I think, that they you could actually see all the, like, the whole, like, collection of the different horn sizes to make, because the
Mm.
newer ships are much better at being able to make the songs sound like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
songs. Where I feel like the older ships were like, we kind of have this horn, we can kind of make it sound like
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
Close
and
enough.
it's much more like simple songs that they do on
Yeah.
the older ships too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones, they're getting like where they have multiple horns going at the same time. So there's like, you know, not just the do, just, you know.
I also thought
more
that it was interesting because I did not know this or didn't remember this, that they announced that this was the last fireworks show they were going to have because they don't have a license to shoot the fireworks in Europe.
Oh.
So they're like, this is our last time. We're doing this till October when we come back.
Interesting. So did you get like an extra big show then?
It did feel.
Fire all the things.
I don't think so, but it did feel longer.
It felt
than,
longer than last time.
Okay.
Absolutely agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, but it was good. I don't remember. I was going to say something. Oh well, doesn't matter. I don't remember what it was now.
Super fun. I need to make a quick joke. So, Lugso said hi, Brian, because nobody recognized you with your new hairstyle.
Yeah. So what happened with the hair is I found on the cruise, like I was getting tired of like messing with my hair, and so I always. We have a clippers, and I just clipped James's hair.
It's
It's
great.
funny because I had this pause, and I was like,
pause.
"That's Vern."
That's Vern.
So I told James, I said, when we get home, because like I don't remember if I'll hate it or not. I don't teach or anything during the summer. I'm like, well, like I can just
Take it
hole
off.
up at home or whatever. Just buzz it, and if I hate it, it doesn't matter.
So you hate it?
No, I don't hate it. I will say that like it's grown out and it's a little like
Is it too
not
long
even,
now?
not even.
Oh.
I probably need to cut it again, but no, we had a good time. God, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say about it. They had the R2D2 popcorn bucket on the ship.
The R2D2?
The droid head that's in the parks.
The C-3PO?
Yeah. Yeah. They had that available.
Did they? That's
They
cool.
also had the snake. We saw Zootopia 2 on the ship too.
Aw.
And
we
Devil
did.
Wears Prada 2 because it was
How was
premiered.
Devil Wears Prada 2?
It was good. It felt very much like the first one in a lot of ways.
Not as good as the first one, but definitely a good sequel.
Definitely good. Okay.
Catsper
Good
was
second.
very excited to see
Yeah,
that on the
that's
ship.
good.
He also was excited because he went and saw Hoppers because he loves Hoppers.
Hopper's
I
And it
didn't
was on the
think
ship.
I'm a like weird person. I maybe need to watch it again. I was not that like.
He loved it.
I was not overly impressed by Hoppers.
He spent one of the days on the ship. He went and saw it in the theater
Yeah.
again. He's
That's
like,
good for him.
I
It was the last movie they played in the theater, and I'm like, if we didn't have to get up the next morning and do things, I would have
Yeah.
gone and sat in there at 10:45 and watched it. So
because we saw Devil Wears Prada, which was pretty much a full theater.
That
I
makes
was
sense
worried
since it
'cause
had just
When
premiered.
we got in there, there were families with kids that were being kind of loud, and I was worried that was going to be. But then everybody was quiet. I was
Good.
very impressed.
They just had to get the wiggles out.
And Zootopia 2 was like that too, which I liked Zootopia 2.
Yeah. That's good.
All right.
Well, thank you to Kate and Donna. And I am so sorry, Lugso, I don't know your first name, but thank you all for hanging out to the end. And if there's anybody else here that I missed, I apologize. But thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Tag was joking that this will just be, I think this is a two-parter from how much we went
classic
through.
us. Yep.
So, yeah. So, if you want to re-listen,
I was like, do
Over
we
the
need
next couple
to?
weeks.
I was like, do we need to record a outro?
we should probably record an outro. Yes, have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.